This is the Say It Can't Gamer, and you are live with the MMAHOLE!
Mixed Martial A-Holes! MMAHOLES, MMAHOLES, MMAHOLES. You like to be a mixed martial A-hole. MMAHOLES, 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 MMAHOLES.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York, Felony Charles Bennett, UFC Fight Week, MMA news. Let's get this circus started with the MMA. Oh! Yes, wonderful, wonderful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, another epic show. The MMA holes are back. TGIW Season 3, Episode 9. Listen, it's season number 3.
Yes.
There's only one way to really kick this season off. We're only 9 episodes in. We need some fireworks, Jesse.
I know a way.
You know a way?
I know one way.
And what is that way, Jesse?
Felony Charles Bennett.
Felony Charles Bennett live on the MMA holes. Holy shit. How are you, Felony?
And the crowd goes wild.
There he is. Look at him. Oh, my God. Looking fantastic as usual, Charles.
Hey, Chris, I just want to let you and Jesse know that both of you are some weak motherfuckers. So never put your strong arms up when you're flexing and shit. And Chris, you motherfucker, everything's right up here, okay, Chris? I want you to know that. I fucking heard what you said the last time, Chris. I wasn't pretty impressed. Everything's okay up here, okay, Chris?
Okay. Well, listen.
Okay.
Some people may think you might have a couple of screws loose. I mean, some people are saying it might be true. I don't know. So you're saying no, that's not the case.
That's not the case. What the case is, everybody's out to get me.
Ah. Mm-hmm. Now, what do you have in your hand there? That looks like a weird-looking cigarette. I've never seen anything like that before. What is that?
Yeah. Well, actually, I've been doing crack lately, so don't tell anyone.
Well, listen, crack is not whack. It's false, right? Crack is not whack in any way.
Yeah.
Ladies
and it builds speed.
We got Charles Bennett live in the MMA holes, but it's Felony Charles Bennett. Remember that, friends. Epic fighter over here. This man has more fights than anyone that we know, anyone that we've seen. I mean, legendary fighter. We're always, should we bow now? What should we do here? How do we handle this? We're not worthy.
Yeah. Bow to greatness.
Now, all right, Charles, we wanted to have you. Whoa, what do we get? I like that little.
Now we're going in.
Where are you guys going?
I'm going to get me something to eat from Boston Market before they close at 10.
I love that place.
Yeah.
Super chat.
Wait, hold on. We got a super chat. Hold on.
Mr. Felony, I've been a fan for 1,000,000 years.
Wow. Prospector Rob says he's been a fan for 1,000,000 years. Had to jump in on that.
Oh, bye. Fuck you, motherfucker. I can't afford it.
What are you getting at Boston Market? What are we ordering?
I normally get the ribs. The ribs are pretty fucking good.
Yeah. This is awesome. We're on a little adventure here. We're on a little road trip. This is great stuff. All right. So, Felony, walking into a Boston Market. This is great. All right. Here we go. We're walking in there. All right. Yeah. Here we go. Look at this. This is a nice Boston Market. Now you're in Florida right now?
Yes, I'm in Ocala.
Ocala, Florida. Represent. There he is. Now, Felony, I heard. Well, let's let you order the fruit. Oh, look at this, Jesse. Making me hungry.
Girl I'm with, and she said Boston Market.
Yeah.
Oh, everything there so plain. She don't want to eat here.
Now you have no plans on shooting up the place, right?
No, I have no plans of shooting up any place.
Okay, good.
That's not my MO, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just a bad stereotype in the chat. Felony.
My MO is to catch me behind McDonald's in the dumpster smoking crack.
Oh, okay. Now, we found out that you were supposed to be fighting March 9th, and that is not happening now. Can you explain what is going on with this this whole situation?
I don't have ribs.
Ah, no ribs. Put me on the phone with this lady. I'll get her some ribs. I'll get some ribs over there.
I guess I can't hang out now.
Ah, how do they not have ribs?
No, they do not have ribs. I got here a little too late. They probably got ribs, just don't want to cook anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
you sound so defeated. Go find another Boston market.
I'm playing, man. I'm not.
This is how you do it.
I'm not. Dead serious.
That's messed up.
Don't want to get.
This is completely. I can't believe this. I'm actually kind of sad, Jesse. You know, the fight gets canceled. There's no ribs at Boston Market. No, I mean, nothing's going right here.
Nothing.
This is ridiculous.
And well, that's because my opponent, right? He took a boxing match last weekend, and I guess you can't fight within a 7-day period.
Oh, super chat.
Yo, we got Dope Sick Jones coming in.
Yo, Felony, pick me up a pot pie and some meatloaf.
He wants a pot pie and some meatloaf.
That's what she said she had left was meatloaf. I probably should have got the meatloaf, but my sister cooked some meatloaf the other night and it was super dry, so I opted out on it. Not to make fun of my sister, but I told her.
Oh, man.
Like, how was the meat? How was it? And I was like, well, you know, the meatloaf was a little dry, and then, you know, every black person got an excuse.
Yeah.
Well, you waited too long to eat it. No. It should have been dry all the way to the time I ate it.
You can't
Right?
stop this like being an express.
Hold on a second,
Choo-choo,
Felony. We have
motherfuckers.
this is KKK MMA donating right now.
Ocala, Florida is a hellhole. Black welfare scum destroyed that city. It's not safe to go there at night. Fuck this lazy black coon.
Oh my God.
He smokes weed on YouTube then begs people for money.
Oh my.
Try getting a job.
Oh.
I'm hiring, but you'd fail the drug test.
That's some harsh words over there from that donator.
Horrible.
Hey. Help a nigga out, man. You know all this stuff about me, man. Help a nigga out.
He does know a lot. It's true. Now, Charles, well, let's see this finger. What happened over here? Now, I saw you had this injury. Am I not mistaken? Is this from the breast?
I know the fuck you're talking about, Chris. No injury.
Let me
And
see
back
this
to
thing.
that fucking pansy that just had that super chat. Bitch, come super chat something over here, man. I'm trying not to be out here robbing old white people for their first and third of the check months.
Now, that person that donated was a man called Real. He's very controversial over here, but he lives in Florida. Would you fight Real?
Well, real. Make sure you come tune in on Felony Charles Bennett where he begs for money because he's a piece of shit. And every now and then he takes some money and go get some crack.
Well, there you
But
go.
He won't show you guys that part.
Now, all right. So, speaking of money, we have your PayPal in our pinned in our comment section over there. If anyone would like to donate, cut the check. Felony Charles Bennett. We have it down below. And a reason why you should cut the check. Not only is he going to spend it on crack, but he's got to fix his finger. You got to show us this thing. I got to see this finger. It's unbelievable stuff. But hold on.
Stop this like being an express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Oh my God. We got to.
These white man ribs, boy. Go on now.
That was Boston Market that just donated. It says, these white man ribs, boy. Go down now. All right. Thank you for the donation. That finger is jacked up. Jesus Christ. So what is going on there?
Oh, no, nigga, that finger, well, I don't know. They said it was fucking infected after the fucking doctor cut my finger. And he only had 2 fingers. I should have known something was up. He only got 2 fingers on one hand, and then he goes and huh? Am I going to eat it? Motherfucker, I ain't eat no goddamn fucking crystals. So you pulled all the way over here just to not go here? Are you fucking crazy? So we just wasted, 20 minutes?
Oh, my God. Now, who's driving right now?
Monica.
Monica. Ooh. Monica sounds like a pretty young lady you have next to you. Can we get a peek? All right, hold on. Here we go. It's Monica. Monica's hiding from us.
Yeah, we can't see her.
There she is. Hey, Monica. How are you?
Hi, Monica.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
How you feeling?
This is going great. I tell you. So now, Felony. Now, Monica, who is this in relations to you? Is this your lovely lady? Is she related? What's going on here?
Nah, that's my homie.
Your homie.
My nigga.
Oh,
My
okay.
nigga.
Now,
No, my nigga.
have you ever laid in a bed with your N-word?
My nigga?
Yes.
Probably not.
No.
You don't lay in bed with niggers.
No. All right. Fair enough. So what are we doing with this finger now? I mean, did this happen? Hold on a second. We got Jessica G coming in. Let's see what we got here.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
You motherfucker.
Hey Felony, I hate to be the burden of bad news, but your glasses are on crooked.
Oh.
You can thank me later.
Your glasses on.
I'll thank you when you hit that PayPal, bitch.
It's down below. Check it out down below. We have a link in the comment section. Go cut the check for God's sakes. Would you?
Man, y'all think a nigga playing, right?
Yeah.
Y'all know I was supposed to fight this weekend. They canceled the fight because my opponent took the nerve and go fight in a boxing match. I don't know what his problem was, but he did that. I'm kind of hungry too. And then I want to go in here, but this girl, there's another girl in there. You ever, Chris?
Yeah.
This question is for you, Chris.
Okay.
Have you ever been around Jesse and seen a girl that you had banged and try not to? Okay.
Yeah.
My nigga, I can't say anything.
Yes, he has.
Jesse confirms what you're saying. So what's going on? So what do you see right now? So there's another girl there that you smashed, and she's talking to Monica?
Yeah, I do want something.
Okay. Monica's back home. Sorry. Monica, he's hungry, for God's sakes. Can you get the man some food? He's starving.
Yeah, man. Y'all see y'all. See y'all niggas hit a nigga. Hey, but welcome to Ocala, man. I can show y'all niggas bits and pieces of the city that is a piece of shit hellhole, and I might go in here and Christmas and start begging.
Oh,
all right.
super
Here we go. We got
chat.
another super chat coming in. Prospector Rob.
What happened with that Cristiano Marcelo fight?
Okay,
He's a bitch.
Oh.
Hey, I'm hungry and I don't have any money. Can y'all help me out?
Hey, how's it going? Where are we right now?
So I got to tell them.
Do they
I'm
know?
a famous fighter.
Yeah.
I fought all over the world. I beat women. Well, one woman. My baby mama. This one, she hasn't been lucky to get beaten yet. Because I stopped doing crack.
I gotta say, this might be his best appearance yet. This is unbelievable. So we got Felony and Monica. To those of you that jumped in,
I gotta go. Hey, y'all hear that?
are they hooking you up or what?
Right? He's finna say I gotta go because he think I'm drunk. But
No, not that. He said he's a woman beater. We don't allow women beaters.
Oh, he's kidding. He only
He's
beat one.
fine.
He only beat one woman. That's it. Just one woman.
You know.
Who is this guy? What's this guy's? Yeah, what's this guy's name over here? What's his name?
You can't stop us at being express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
What a show. Here we go.
Felony, I'm sure you can beat me up. You're a decent fighter. But I'm also sure you're a lazy piece of shit that refuses to work. If I stopped paying taxes, half of Ocala, Florida would starve. Begging
Bennett.
for money but going out to eat. Try PB&J.
Thank you, Florida taxes. Florida taxes just donated while Felony's ordering some food. Okay, what is it?
Right, and I'll get the bowl. I'll get the breakfast bowl.
All right. There we go. If you're just tuning in, Felony he's at
I'm
a
sorry.
fine establishment
Between,
ordering some food.
You can't stop us at being express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
This is Judge Harvey Weinstein coming in with a donation.
Fuck your crack problem, son.
Oh,
We ain't here for that.
wow. That was Judge Harvey Weinstein. It says, fuck your crack problem, son.
Nah, I don't want the spicy one, dog. Yeah, right. Hey, Harvey. Harvey, stop raping those women. It's not cool.
It's a good point. He should really stop raping those women. Now, what do we order here? We didn't get to hear what you ordered. What's on the, what are we getting?
Oh, so I'm gonna get the wings. I hope they're not hot because I don't do spicy.
No.
It's not into my my taste bud.
Yeah,
But,
spicy wings is not for everybody.
Hey man, so do y'all niggas see the fights this weekend?
Yes. So UFC 235 was fantastic. a black man beat up a white man. Can you tell us what happened here? I mean, it was a complete beatdown.
The nigger beat up the nigger. The nigger beat up the nigger really bad, though. That one nigga beat the fuck out of that other nigga really bad.
He did.
I seen that one nigger fucking, he looked like he was scared.
You talk about Tyron Woodley, correct?
Yeah, I'm talking about the guy that was on the bottom the whole time.
Yeah. I tell you, we won some money on that. Fantastic stuff. Guzman is a savage. That guy, have you seen a wrestler like him? I mean, that powerful, that strong? He's one of a kind.
Yeah. Jonathan Brookins. Jonathan Brookins is my go-to guy when it comes down to wrestling and cardio like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys know who that is. Jonathan Brookins. I think he was season 12's Ultimate Fighter winner.
Mm-hmm. And is he still competing? Because I'm not quite sure about him.
He probably not. He probably doing some gay-ass yoga shit.
Yeah. He is. All right. Well, there we go. We got Felony Charles Bennett live with the MMA holes. He's ordering some food right now, and we're talking about UFC 235. Yeah, that card was insane. Absolute insane card. A lot of things that we saw in there. But, I mean, listen, Charles, we're trying to get you a fight. We want to get you a fight, and we have an idea. The MMA holes have an idea. You fought for bare knuckle boxing already, right? Would you ever fight there again?
Yes, I have a 3-fight deal with those guys.
So why are you not fighting Artem Lobov? Why is this not happening?
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Everybody's been talking about that guy.
It should be you.
Some of those guys I would like to fight in an MMA fight, though.
Mm-hmm. Would you take a fight versus Artem Lobov?
MMA, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanna lay him down and hold everyone. That's what everybody's doing now, taking people down and beating them up. So I want to do that too. I think that's pretty fun.
So you're saying the next time you step in there, it's time to get back to the ground.
Yeah. Because
super chat.
We got Prospector Rob coming in.
If you ever need more gold for your teeth, hit I up.
All right, so there we go.
I do. So hit the PayPal. Tell that nigga to hit the PayPal. All we know is PayPal right now, guys.
There you go.
Y'all see I'm in the restaurant. Hey, can you cover this?
Yeah, someone cut the check down below. We have a link in our comment section. And hook him up. Felony Charles Bennett, legend of the sport. He is in, I don't know where you are right now. What kind of fast food place are we at? This looks like a McDonald's or something. Where is he at? Okay. Let's get questions from the chat. And then Charles, we're going to take some questions from the chat right now as you're waiting for your food. Let's see what Jesse has over here.
JDummy2 says, how many Asian whores have you had at once?
None.
At all?
I don't discuss sex life over the phone.
Fair enough.
Colby Johnson wants to know, what the fuck is up with his glasses?
I can't afford the real pair. Tell that nigga I'm a trendsetter, man. Fuck that. Go on Felony 35 TWO and fucking submit your request to be friends with me, and you'll see why my glasses and everyone else wears their glasses as such.
That is true. Mike Perry, a lot of people have copied your style. I mean, you are indeed a trendsetter here. And where did you get this look from? Where did you get the idea to have this look?
Well, one day I was just smoking some dope, and I just figured, hey, I gotta get attentionized, and I did it, and then I started doing it, and everyone kept saying, hey, why are your glasses like that? Why? Like I don't fucking know. So, and then people started doing it, and then somebody like that nigga Platinum Perry fucking messaged me the other day, and he's like, hey, come to the gym so I can put these paws on your black ass bitch. And I was like, bitch, you lucky my finger fucked up because I show you what this 40-year-old speed is.
Yeah, Mike Perry, man, talk about, he's a character for God's sakes. You've hung out with him multiple times. You've trained with him?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I haven't put paws on him yet.
Have you met his girlfriend? His girlfriend's an interesting one. Actually, fiance now. Have you met her? The Platinum Princess?
Not yet.
No? Okay.
But I can't wait for Mike to get that goddamn cold hoe. Cold hoe steady talking shit.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot going on with Mike Perry. Let's get back to the questions from the chat.
Jeremiah White wants to know if your brother's name is Misdemeanor.
Nah, no relations.
No relations. Okay.
Brian Redband says, have you ever thought of becoming an MMA manager?
Interesting. Like Ali Abdelaziz.
Nah, too stressful.
Roberto Lopez says, have you ever done crack with Mike Perry?
I only speak for me. If Mike wants y'all to know about his intrigue, interesting outside of whatever he does, he'll let you know. I can only speak for me. I do it all the time.
Have you, real quick, shit in any backyards lately? I know Daniel Strauss's backyard you shit in. Have you any other experiences like this?
Man, that wasn't my fault, man. They should have got me open the door.
All right, I just had to slip that in. Anything else?
One last question is from Ann H. She wants to know if you have any brain damage that you're aware of.
You know what? They were talking about that today. Monica was.
Monica's your brain damage? All right.
No, she's saying I probably got brain damage and all this shit.
This is a fancy date you guys are on right now with the French fries, and this is pretty good. You're on a famous show right now. Is Monica smitten by your celebrity status right now?
Fuck no, she's a celebrity too.
Is she really? So what does Monica do? She looks like a movie star next to you. She been in any films?
She's a singer.
She's a what?
She's a singer.
Oh, she's a singer.
Oh.
All right. What kind of music do we have here?
Can
a little.
Can she sing a song for us right now?
A little acapella.
No.
No.
Oh, you scared?
I'm eating.
Oh, okay.
Can you give us? Hold on a second. We got a donation coming in.
Can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got Jessica G jumping back in.
Felony, are you planning on losing a few more fights to prevent BJ Penn from catching up
Oof.
to your 8-fight losing streak?
I think it's more than
BJ
that.
on the 8-fight losing streak. Thank you for the. Oh shit! Wait 1 second, guys. Let me put my seatbelt on.
You should do that. That's probably a good move. Yeah.
Hey, can you pull into one of these gas stations so I can get me a couple of dope?
Felony Charles Bennett live with the MMA holes. Jessica G with a hot donation coming in. And yeah, and a little bit of a losing streak here. We got to get back into the win column.
Hey, so you saying my nigga BJ Penn on an 8-fight losing streak?
Yeah, BJ Penn, he has a fight coming up, actually. We're going to be talking about that.
I can't let him catch me, man.
Yeah.
I can't let you catch me, BJ. Oh, shit. I'm fucking up. My bad.
If for those of you in the chat that don't know, Felony Charles Bennett, you got to look up the highlights. If you're not aware of this man, he's fought everywhere. Risen, Pride. He beat up Candylay, for God's sakes. This man has done it all. Anything new from Candylay?
Nah, nothing new. Hey, but that nigga Christina.
Okay.
Man, so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to set this Christina and Felony Charles Bennett fight up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Ma, I wish you would pull way back here, girl, when it's cold out there. Oh, my bad. Listen, I don't know why I thought I was just talking to y'all niggas on the phone like, man, y'all should say, nigga, fix that motherfucking camera, nigga.
We're just rolling with the punches here. It's like a roller coaster. Every time you're on, it's a roller coaster. We love every minute of it. All right. Listen, so now what is next? You're going to be fighting Christina. Like, what do you want to do next? How many more fights do you have left in the tank?
Man, listen, that's why I've been training down at Fusion XL. I'm sorry, guys. I did not give Fusion XL a shout out. Shout out to Fusion XL.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Julian Williams for letting the broke ass nigga come down and train with them.
Mm. Yeah, and that's where you're training right now. So hopefully we can see you back in the cage soon. Hopefully that finger heals up quickly. Are you looking to get what's the plan on getting that thing fixed? Are you just going to let it heal on its own, or you're going to chop it off?
I go to a orthopedic the 15th of this month.
Okay. Well, good luck with that. Hope it gets better real soon. Felony, any last questions here from Jesse? What we got here?
No, I think I covered them all.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure to see you. When you have another fight coming up, you're always welcome back. Monica, I hope you have some sweet love with Monica after the show. Hi, Monica.
Thank you.
There you go. It looks like you got a good girl there, Felony. Have a good night with her. And if there's any shout out to the sponsors, this is the time to do it.
Oh, like my sponsor, damn.
There it is. That's Felony Charles Bennett. That's how he ended the show right there. Look at that. Felony
Always a classy Felony Charles Bennett. He always ends every interview in a very interesting way.
Super chat.
He never fails.
F yo crack problems, son. We ain't here for that.
Harvey, a little late on the donation. Thank you, Harvey, and everyone that donated during the Felony call. I mean, I tell you what.
Oh, my sponsor. Click.
Oh, he's the best. We love Charles. He's the best. Felony Charles Bennett. He was supposed to fight on March 9th. That fell through. And this man, he's 34-2. The guy he's just been everywhere. He's been absolutely everywhere, all over the world fighting. Fucking character, and he's the best. All right, chat, what do you think about Felony Charles Bennett? Would you like to see him back on the show before his next fight or any other time? And we'll get into the news.
You have never heard of me says he don't do crack. You just been hit too much. Roberto Lopez says that was awesome. Don't trust anyone with leopard seat cover, says MMA gambling. NH says always a classy interview with Felony. Drunk Savage says crack is whack. Roberto says good job, guys. Greg Onablaze says top 10 black athletes.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's got some highlight reel. Go give him a follow too. Felony Charles Bennett. I mean, his Instagram is popping. He's got everyone over there. Got so much stuff going on his Instagram, his IG, his Twitter. But his Instagram's the place to go. Felony352. That's TWO. And down below in the comment section, if you want to hook a brother up, you want to cut the check, his PayPal is pinned in our comment section. Felony Charles Bennett. Thank you very much. All right, before we get to the news, we want to get to our giveaway. All right, so here's our speaker that we were giving away, a Bluetooth speaker. It's beautiful. Jesse's going to model it for you guys right now. Is wonderful, wonderful. You still have a chance to enter your wonderful wonderfuls on UFC 235, but you are seconds away from not having the chance anymore. There it is. It's beautiful. It's shiny. It's sexy. I'm going to put it on Jesse. And the speaker is too.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That's right. Yes. Sucker points. There it is. Jesse kissed it. She's going to rub it on her cooch before we send it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the giveaway. We're going to pick one winner from the UFC 235 reaction stream. That's what we're going to do right now. There's the stream. Look at the concern on our faces as we're watching Robbie Lawler versus Ben Askren. I am going to copy this link. I'm going to send it over to this randomizer. Are you ready in the chat to find out who wins? Hit me with the ones if you're pumped up. Oh. The drama as I place the link into the random comment picker. Jesse wants to do the honors. The ones are in the chat. Who wins? La 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 la. Here we go, Jesse. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. And we are going to pick a winner right now. David Ambra.
Is it Ambra?
David Ambra wins. Wonderful, wonderful.
That was so easy. Is it Ambra or Ambra?
I think it's, I don't know. Ambra. Holy shit. Congratulations.
Wonderful.
How about this?
Wonderful.
Frank Bavine put wonderful in there hundreds of times. Like it never stopped. It was wonderful. He spammed the shit out of it. And the winner is David Ambra. So shout out to our patron, Swole Sexy, David Ambra. Make sure we know you're subscribed and of course you like the video. So, and you're a patron for God's sakes. Just DM your information and we will send you this beautiful Bluetooth speaker. This is not the last giveaway. We're going to be giving away tons of stuff. BetDSI.
Mugs. We have pens. We have
mugs and pens. We got a lot of shit. More shit coming over here. So we're going to be doing more giveaways, MMA Holes t-shirts, all that stuff. Jesse, speaking of BetDSI, our beautiful sponsor, let's give a shout out to the greatest. By the way, we placed 3 bets today, and we'll be talking about that very soon. But let's give a shout out to our sponsor, BetDSI. Yeah.
Just because you're not in Vegas doesn't mean you can't bet on MMA and UFC. BetDSI offers online wagering and has been paying winners for 20 years. Use the link in the description with promo code MMAHOLE and get up to 100% bonus match. BetDSI is top rated on betting review sites. Use your sports knowledge to make some extra cash. BetDSI is a very user-friendly interface and mobile site, as well as the fastest payouts in the industry. Simply play, win, and get paid. BetDSI also offers betting options for everything, including NFL, NCAA Football, NBA, NHL, UFC, and all other major sports, politics, reality TV, esports, virtually everything. Try live betting at BetDSI, where you can bet on games with the entire matchup, every play, and every minute until the end. New members get 100% bonus match using promo code MMAHOLE. That's more than double your money to start winning today. We play there ourselves and recommend BetDSI if you want to add some excitement to the fights or any other sports you're watching. Once again, go to BetDSI with a link in the description below and use promo code MMAHOLE and get this limited time 100% bonus offer to make some extra cash in the sports you know and love. It's only a game until you bet it at BetDSI.
All right. Wonderful. There we go. BetDSI. Check it out over here. I'm going to show you guys and gals the bets that we placed. Now, we always like to bet the unders, so we decided to make our bets on BetDSI, and we picked the Black Beast. The Black Beast, who's a plus 175. We picked the Black Beast. Now, this is what we did. When you use promo code MMAHOLE, it's very simple, right? You deposit your first amount of money into BetDSI, and then you get 100% match, a bonus match. So you win, you get 100%. Now we are playing with our bonus money right now. We're not even playing with our money. We're playing with their money. That's what we're gambling on. And we made 3 bets. We made 3 bets over here, and these are the bets. Derek Lewis, the Black Beast, an underdog this weekend versus Junior Dos Santos. Another bet we made is Nico Price at a plus 165 against Tim Means. And then the last bet we placed, which is not this weekend, but it's coming up, is... Where is he? He's over here somewhere. Jesse, let me know if you see him. It's a man. Where the fuck is he? Maybe I have to do 48 hours. We'll scroll. Refresh. Anyway, we bet Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson is the last one that we put a bet on. I just want to see what the odds are. All right, what is going on here?
All right.
There he is. All right, so scrolling down, and where are you, Gunny? There he is. Gunnar Nelson's a plus 125 against Leon Edwards. Tough fight over there, but we decided to go with the 3 unders and a booby trap. Booby, booby, 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 booby trap.
Our giveaway winner.
David Amber.
Does anybody really want to see Askren versus Usman? No, I didn't think so. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. I'm going to bed, footers. Much love.
There you go. David Amber, thank you very much for the booby trap donation. Look at that. Askren versus Usman. You know, I'd rather see Colby, of course, but I wouldn't be upset. I mean, it's a lot of grappling and hugging. Would you be upset with that fight?
No, not at all. I like Askren.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset. Let me know in the chat if you would be. We got Jay Reyes.
Can you guys open our package? I'm working Friday. Weary face.
Oh, okay. All right, Jay Reyes, thank you for the super chat. All right, we'll do it. So we have a couple of packages back over here. Jay Reyes dropped something. Thank you very much, Jay Reyes, for sending us something over here. My birthday is Friday. And
also, shout out to Sean Mackenzie.
Oh, yeah, Sean Mackenzie gave me a little something too. So thank you, Sean Mackenzie, as well. If you'd like to send something, card, whatever, there's an address down below. And here we go, Jesse. We're going to have Jesse do the honors, the opening honors. Jay Reyes. Here we go, Jesse. All right, Jesse sees something. She's excited. What could it be in the package? Place your bets in the chat.
Wonderful.
Okay, what does Jesse say?
Chris, a.k.a. Mystic Moss.
Oh. All right. What do we got there, Chris?
For you. Open it up.
All right, I'll open this up right now. It's a card. It's a yellow card. I like cards. And it's got a note. All right, so I'm looking at this card.
Super
and we have a super chat coming in.
Way to ruin the gift giving.
Brazilian
What's
American.
crackin'? Holes the clenbuterol just arrived. Flexed biceps.
Flex.
The clenbuterol just arrived.
Thank you, Brazilian American patriotic soldier. You are wonderful, wonderful. By the way, thank you to our guest, Felony Charles Bennett. If you missed it, run it back. Funny stuff. We went shopping with him, and it's great. Hey, it's your birthday, unlike the garbage. And here it is. That's the front of the card. It's a garbage can and a banana peel to those that are listening in Podbean and iTunes. You get better with age. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Moss. JBH is still prettier than you, but I love the beer. Thank you very much. It's very nice.
That was very sweet.
That is very
of
nice.
them.
By the way, I have a card over here for my mom
You should hang this up.
and dad. My mom and dad over there. Card from them. Thank you to that card.
One right over there.
Yeah, you can put that over there. Oh, we got a letter too. All right, so I'm going to let Jesse will do the honors because this is Moss and JBH. So this is from Jay Reyes. Listen, if you want to send us anything, we will read it on air, open it on air.
You can read to everyone if you'd like.
Oh, okay. Good thing she read that because I was just going to blurt it out. All right. So JBH is going to read the letter.
All right. I have a feeling that Bree wrote this. It's very good handwriting. So.
Thank you again, Sean. See you in the chat.
All right. Ready? Dear Moss and JBH, thank you for the 8 months of entertainment that we met the wife have been watching. Oh, me and the wife. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on.
It looks like met the wife. That me and the wife have been watching it for me.
Oh,
Thank you.
super
Come
chat.
on, man.
It's Arnold Burden.
Damn, I missed my idol. I owe an uppercut to a fine young lady's jaw in the honor of Felony Bennett. You're a true og, my knicker homie. Let's smoke crack.
Arnold Burden and Felony hanging out together. That'd be some hangout. By the way, Felony looks like he's doing good now. Thank you for the donation, Arnold Burden.
Yes,
Felony looks doing very good right now, right? He's got Monica with him. His knuckle looks pretty fucked up, but he seems like he's in high spirits. Back to the note, the letter.
All right. I have been watching. Oh, wait, for me, Jay Reyes, I finally have an MMA family to talk to about the one sport I care about the most, and I couldn't thank you enough. Cheers to you guys, Jay Reyes. Oh, so he wrote this.
That's very nice of you, Jay
Very
Reyes.
good handwriting, Jay Reyes. All right. P.S. My wife made the jewelry by hand for JBH. Aw, she loves you, JBH. She asks if you would follow her on Instagram. I won't tell you guys her Instagram username, but yes, I'll follow you immediately.
All right.
Hope I get to play with you in GTA and Red Dead in the future on Not the MMA Holes. Happy birthday, Moss. PSS. Please never leave the show, JBH. You guys caught lightning in a bottle.
Wonderful.
That was very
It
nice.
was very, very sweet.
Very well written over there by
And
Jay Reyes.
Right after this, I will follow Bree on Instagram, and we'll be BFFs.
There you go.
I like Bree a
Or
lot.
Bree
already.
FFs.
Oh,
All right.
nailed it. Okay,
Anyway.
so this must be for you.
Okay. What
Ready?
do we got?
Ta-ta! Red
Oh.
Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, shit. Let me see this. Wow. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a second channel called Not the MMA Holes. If you want to see ridiculousness, well, I think you better subscribe because it looks like we're playing Red Dead Redemption. Unbelievable stuff. Jay Reyes is wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
And Bree, thank you very much for that generous gift over there. We'll be playing this for sure. Looks like a good time over here. We've been playing Grand Theft Auto and Jay Reyes jumped in with us. Let's see the gift to JBH. Very generous of them.
This looks cute already. Look at the wrapping. It's adorable.
All right, here we go. Get it back on Jesse over here. We'll get to the MMA news in a second, but we're having a moment with the peeps, the MMA holes, the greatest community on YouTube. Jay Ray is dropping the horn saying, "Yeah, buddy."
Clean your vagina.
And look at this. Colby Johnson has just subscribed to our second channel, Not the MMA holes. Thank you, Colby Johnson.
Very cute wrapping.
All right.
Oh, wow. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see it.
All right, Jesse's showing it. Move it. There you go. It's very nice.
I got 2 bracelets. She handmade this.
That looks awesome. That's really cool.
All by herself.
How the fuck did you make
Thank you
that?
so much, Bree. I'm
Wow.
gonna send you a personal thank you on Instagram.
Does she sell that on Instagram?
Huh?
I wonder if her Instagram.
You think that she has a business on it?
Yeah, maybe.
This is really nice.
If so,
Very
if you sell those things online, let us know. We'll give you a nice
Thank you
pop.
so much.
Maybe put her on the website.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Bree and Jay Reyes. You're a wonderful, wonderful. Our patrons, and now they're sending us beautiful gifts. This is going out to David Ambra, the speaker, and we got 20 likes.
20 likes.
Oh, wrong thing.
20 likes.
I've got fucking 20 likes.
20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. I hope the dislikes die of leprosy.
That was really cool of you guys.
That's
Thank you
right.
so much.
Joe Rod says now BFFs forever. These are my BFF bracelets.
There you
Me
go.
and Bree.
Bree and Bree. Bree FFs. All right,
Bree
thank you very
FFs.
much to the community. This community is really something else. We couldn't thank you enough. Just by tuning in and dropping likes is something very special that you guys do over here. So we do appreciate all the support from these delinquents. in the chat. We have a new MMA hole over here. Let's see what we got over here. Roberto Lopez. Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
All right, let's get to the news. We got some news tonight. Let's go.
Time to fap, the news is back.
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 Time to fap, the news is back. Time to fap, the news is back.
JBH, what's in the news?
Simps be acting
All confused.
MMA's what we need. What more from on his pussy bleeds? Jesse with the 5'7" height, Fuga Friday, bringing out all them white nights. That's right, ass tight, plump lips, news all night. The MMA holes chat bites.
All right, everyone in the chat, fap, let's do this. Let's get to the news. Let's get to the news.
Wonderful.
All right, by the way, shout out to our chatters. Top Chatter 2 Joints is destroying the room. Absolutely. 1,341 messages sent.
You know
Man.
what I was just thinking?
Unbelievable stuff.
I could wear these to your birthday dinner tomorrow.
There you go.
These earrings.
Yeah, it's really nice.
They're
I tell you what, J Ray is and Bree, thank you again. Very nice stuff.
I'm wearing these tomorrow, Bree, to birthday dinner.
Yeah, put it on Instagram. Put it on your ears and then put it on Instagram. Drunk
right.
Savage, number 2, Flat Earth Deacon. Pulse Reloaded is at number 4. I know he's been trying to move up the rankings. Sean Hart, Michael Chapman, Staley 02, Duke Chronic, Steve Johnson, and Ann H, the top 10.
Wonderful.
All right, let's get to the news over here. Let's get to some MMA news. A lot of stories to get to tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And we have something that's a little interesting. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed, but go ahead.
All right, Jose Aldo meets Alexander Volkanovski at UFC 237 in Brazil, according to MMAnews.com. UFC 237 has added a huge featherweight collision as Jose Aldo makes a huge turnaround to take on surging featherweight Alexander Volkanovski at UFC 237 in Rio de Janeiro on May 11th. Sources have confirmed the bout, which was initially reported by Farah Hanon. Jose Aldo last competed in the co-main event of UFC Fortaleza when he defeated Renato Moicano via second-round TKO. That made 2 straight for the legendary Brazilian who had defeated Jeremy Stevens last July on UFC on Fox 30, also by TKO. Jose Aldo will now be seeking a 3rd consecutive stoppage. To do so, he will need to against a man whose only loss came 6 years ago in the 4th professional fight. Pretty much that's it.
All right, so let me explain. I know some people are like, oh my God, how are you so disappointed in this? It's a great fight, yes. But here's the problem. Jose Aldo deserves another shot at the belt. Have people forgotten? I mean, especially after his last fight with Jeremy Stevens where he cracks him in the ribs. Stevens goes down, and then the Oliveira fight. I mean, this dude, give him a fucking another title shot. Him versus Ortega for the vacated belt is the fight that should be happening. Now, this fight against Alexander Volkanovski is a fantastic matchup, but it's just unfair. I feel Aldo versus Ortega should have been in the fight. I just don't like it. I really don't, but Jose's cool with it, so Brazil, there they go. It's a very dangerous fight for Jose Aldo, and I guess we're going to be in for something. Jesse, what do you think about this fight?
I'm interested in it, and I think that Jose Aldo, this is part of the reason why when we were talking about certain upcoming fights for other people who were looking for Jose Aldo as a beat in particular, it was kind of like, because we knew Jose Aldo was going to be looking for a better fight, and I think Alexander Volkanovski is a good matchup for him.
Yeah, I don't know. And when was the last time Ortega fought? What is going on? What are we waiting for here? You know,
he's hiding.
He should be cleared now. I mean, his face got all mushed up, but they said he was like Wolverine. Right, the next day he was showing his beautiful face and he was fine. I don't know. Aldo did say, I see in the chat they're saying Aldo said that he doesn't want any more title fights. He did say that he is fighting in Brazil. It could be his last fight, but man, oh man, could you imagine the story? Right, at top of that card, Aldo fights for the belt one more time in his home country. Could possibly be his last fight of all time. That's it. Done. Arguably the greatest 145er to ever step into the cage. It would have been such a story. I feel it's like a blown, missed opportunity. You know? Yeah. And if it is his last fight, I feel like we're robbed. But if he does get to retire in front of his people, so be it. If that's how he wants to go out, then I guess that's the way we're going to see it. All right, let's see what else we have in the news. Before we do that, let's check out the chat and see what you guys and gals say.
Just so that everyone knows, not that anyone cares, but Bree and I are now BFFs on Instagram.
There you go.
Friendship Mrs. Marky Wahoo, what's good, playa? NH says, Jessica G, hello, fellow 7%er. Easy E says he should get Conor rematch. Mark Horn says maybe he won't be eating pudding at 50. Kainoda74 says Aldo is one of the best MMA fighters in history, period.
It's the truth. It really is.
Sean Mackenzie says I'd be down for an Aldo versus McGregor rematch. Marlon Ensley says, I don't think he's beating Max Holloway.
No, he's not. Well, no, that's not happening. But Max Holloway's fighting at 155. So there's probably going to be a interim title, a vacated title or something at 145. And I feel Aldo should be the guy.
Ortega got wrecked. No one cares anymore, says David Ambra. Jackra says Askren versus Till. Justin Dempsey says, with him, QC Monster, Chris, Aldo lost to Max twice and is about to retire, and he doesn't want a title fight. What do you mean?
This is the UFC that we're dealing with now, right? You have a million interim belts. You have a complete circus. Why not have a good story, right? Why not have a good story? He did lose to Max twice, but people forgot the last two fights he won. And not only did he win, he finished. Two top contenders. You know, Max Holloway has his number. But Max Holloway has vacated. He's gone. He's at 155. In fact, I don't think he's ever going back to 145. He says he will, but I don't see it. I really don't. If he's comfy at 155, he's staying there. Why not? Why not have Jose Aldo in Brazil fight for the belt one more time and then retire? Then you have a belt up in the air. 145-pound weight class is up for grabs. You have a million fights to make after that, and then that. Why put him in this situation? Unless Aldo is just like, that's it.
Just to make you ask that question.
If you wanted the UFC to kind of preserve itself a little bit here, you know, I mean, it's been looking like shit for a while with all these interim titles. The UFC 236 is 2 interim titles there. Why not 237 drop a fucking banging, you know, just Aldo farewell party with some gold involved? I mean, I think it would be a great story, especially if he won. Could you imagine Jose Aldo beats Ortega? I mean, it's not like a layup fight, but imagine if he did. You don't think he would?
No.
I think he does.
I don't think he does.
I
really don't.
What he did against Oliveira was goddamn impressive. I mean, that dude is a fucking beast on the ground.
So is Ortega.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Ortega's submission game is
That's what I'm saying that, though. Oliveira is legit. Like, no joke, legit.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, Aldo is arguably the greatest of all time. I mean, it's just not the greatest of all time, but he's one of the best of all time. I mean, he's at 145, you can make an argument that he's the greatest. I don't know. I feel like that would have been a good story. We're not going to see it, so I guess we move on. All right.
That's right.
Let's see what else we have in the news, JBH.
All right. According to MMAnews.com, Tyron Woodley says, I'm still better than Usman at everything.
Oh, my God.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Kamaru Usman proved a lot of doubters wrong this past Saturday, UFC 235, but Tyron Woodley is not one of them. That's because Woodley does not believe he was wrong. In his comments leading up to his welterweight title defense against Kamaru Usman, Tyron Woodley claimed that Usman was not better at him in any aspect of fighting. In spite of losing 50-44, 50-44, and 50-45, and in spite of being outstruck 336-60 and outgrappled throughout the contest in all positions, Tyron Woodley still feels the same way about his skill set in comparison to Kamaru Usman, and doubled down on the comments he made prior to UFC 235. He said, quote, in a recent appearance on ARIEL HELWANI, "No, I still feel the same way. I still feel the same way, and that was not a knockout. It's just reality. It's just reality that when it comes to the strike game, when it comes to wrestling, when it comes to anything explosive and extravagant, I'm better at those things. I just didn't do it that night. And that doesn't mean I veer away from what I said. I still mean that, and I still think that when I rematch Kamaru Usman, when I get back the Tyron that was out there in the octagon, I think we'll see what I'm saying." Unfortunately for Tyron Woodley, Dana White has vocalized that Colby Covington will receive the next world title opportunity. It is not yet known if Tyron Woodley will elect to take another opponent in the meantime or continue to bide his time waiting to role reverse with Kamaru Usman by proving any doubters of his assessment wrong.
A couple of things about this. I didn't have my chance to properly gloat here. I mean, myself and JBH were on the Usman train all the way up from actually, since the Ultimate Fighter, I've been on Usman. I'm like, this guy is legit. Tyron Woodley, he is a little bit older right now. He is not Usman. He is not. And Usman is so powerful, so strong with the grappling. I mean, the way he fights, it's tough for anyone at 170. I don't see anyone beating him in 170. Now, Askren does have a similar, he has the grappling too, so that's interesting. But I think he smokes Colby. I think he smokes everyone, Someone that's interesting to me is Wonderboy. I'm curious, like, Wonderboy had those two shots, those two cracks at Woodley, and he's such a polar opposite style. It would be interesting to see his striking versus a complete wrestler versus Wonderboy would be fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Even Darren Till is a little fascinating to me. But we'll see what happens next, and hopefully it's the whole Colby Covington situation.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got a little Jessica G action.
Could you let Kevin from Chicago call in? It's hilarious as fuck listening to a grown-ass man talk through their nose.
I'm sure he's watching. Kevin, if you're in the chat, go ahead. Maybe if you want to call in, we'll do that later. Should we have Kevin call in, your favorite?
No, absolutely not.
No? Okay. Thank you, Jessica G. But this whole situation over here, Tyron Woodley, he must be completely delusional to be dominated that bad. Now, I see the excuses. I see people are saying, well, he was working on his rap album. He was distracted. He's making movies. And, they're saying these are the reasons why maybe he didn't take it as serious, or maybe he was just dividing his time too much. And that's why this went down this way. But to see a complete domination. Uh-oh, triggered. Marky! He's triggered. Look at that face. Look at that face.
Woodley is concussed and his rap game is fucking amateur to say the least. I could rap better than that dick and I'm a honky.
It's the truth. You want proof?
The British will go in, and then they hold. Now, the British will go in, and then they hold. Now, the greatest show going.
The MMA holes. So much better. Everyone dance.
His name ain't Derek, but he's for real. His name is Master. Host of a show that's like a golden cookie to our ears. Bag it, now lick my balls. 10 more laps. Forget to hit that button or dive the 8. You heard? Let the bag it, now lick my balls.
Go, Marky.
The greatest show going. And then they hold. Now, the greatest show going.
Yes.
And then they hold.
Tyron Woodley can't do this.
Now, the greatest show going. And then they hold. Now lick my balls. His name ain't Derek, but he's for real. His name is Master. Host of a show that's like a golden cookie to our ears. Tag it, now lick my balls. 10 more laps. Don't forget to hit that button or dive the 8. You heard? Let the tag it, now lick my balls.
Oh my God. I tell you, Tyron Woodley can't do that.
Sorry, I got a little distracted.
Yeah, Jesse, what are you doing? You're like sending DMs now back and forth, sexting? What's going on?
No, I was talking to Bree. This is such great quality, guys.
You like it?
This is really good quality. I feel it.
Okay.
Feel it. This is
It's nice.
amazing.
It is very nice. Okay.
She made that by herself.
All right, so those of you jumping in, there's not much that distracts Jesse, and Bree and Jay Ray has sent very nice gifts. A PlayStation Red Dead Redemption. We'll be playing this on Not the MMA Holes, and a beautiful jewelry thing over here. Really nice.
Jewelry thing?
I don't fucking. What do I know? I'm trying to do an MMA show, and she's like, "Oh my God, it's."
I'm sorry, I don't do. You know me, I don't do that, but it's
nice.
good. It's very nice quality, and she plans on. She said I was her first customer.
Really?
She plans on. I think she plans on doing.
All right, listen. Maybe we can talk business after the show. Maybe we can get her, her jump started. Can we do the show though?
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, Tyron Woodley versus Marky Wahoo. Who wins in a rap battle?
Marky, of course.
Yeah, I mean it's a no-brainer. All right, we should do a jewelry show, right? We should do actually your channel. You could change into.
I'm not doing a jewelry show. No, I'm not doing that. I thought that she has a very well-deserved respect for this because she did a great job.
It's nice. It's very nice. It is. Are those diabetic bracelets?
Yes, they are. Pulse.
Those are diabetic bracelets. All right, whoa.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
All right, Manny C.
Sorry about last time. I accidentally posted the same message twice, but no worries, love. Supporting the channel a bit off topic, but what do you think of Cody Garbrandt, coach? Saying the current alpha male coaches are ruining Vody's career.
So a lot of people have been making mentions after this loss. They're like, how long is it going to take before Cody Garbrandt leaves alpha male? When is he going to snake out? And when is he going to leave alpha male? I tell you what, it's probably soon. It's probably soon. He's been nosediving. He needs a new look. And the one that was standing by his team, you know, the guy that was he was there. He was a soldier for Uriah Faber. Now he's got to start thinking of, he's got a family, you know, he's got to start thinking about himself. And if he keeps on taking L's, how much longer can he stay with alpha male? You know, I think it's just a matter of time before he's gone. By the way, I see Psychosocial in the chat.
Psychosocial.
We're going to Slipknot.
Psychosocial. Psychosocial.
We got the tickets. That's right. Slipknot. We're going in August.
So pumped. You know what's funny? I was in the bathroom today and I was looking at videos of a mosh pit again. So
Jesse's practicing. She the training wheel mosh pit was disturbed, and now we're moving over to Slipknot. Can the super chat say Cody's name again? Is the super chat? You want me to play it again? Hold on. There was a little fumbling over there from our MMA whore. We'll play it one more time. Let's see. From Manny C.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Sorry about last time. I accidentally posted the same message twice, but no worries, love. Supporting the channel a bit off topic, but what do you think of Cody Garbrandt, coach? Saying the current alpha male coaches are ruining Vody's career.
Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt. Jesse.
I've got fucking 20 likes.
20 likes.
20 likes.
I've got fucking 20 likes.
20 likes.
20 likes.
I've got fucking 20 likes.
I hope the dislikes die of leprosy.
Yeah, let me know in the chat. Do you think Cody Garbrandt will leave alpha male anytime soon? Jesse, what do you think? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right. Chat, do you think Cody Garbrandt will leave alpha male anytime soon? Yes or no?
Jay Ray says, laughing my fucking ass off. David Amber says, Garbrandt. Michael Ansel says, Steve. Paramount Boy with the unamused face in the chat. Drunk Savage says, Joey Diaz, write that one. Greg Odeblay, Steve, say something funny so I can laugh. Kinshara Ryu, Cody prelims, Garbrandt soon. How come everyone Ali manages becomes a champion and he's dumb as hell? Says MMA Gambling.
It's a good question.
Slipknot is still relevant in touring? Who knew? Says Joe Rod. Yes.
What they got together in 1996 or 95 or 96, and they've had members die. They've broken up. They've had alcohol, sex problems, and they're still going. And they still fucking kick ass. And I can't wait.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get in the fucking mosh pit.
You gonna be kicking some ass?
Yes.
Jesse will be kicking some ass.
I cannot wait.
All right, so let's this whole thing with Woodley and Guzman. I mean, you know, Tyron Woodley's gotta take a step back, think things over, hang out with his family, get back to the drawing board, and stop opening his mouth. By the way, how many people in the chat saw the Guzman and Woodley's mom interaction? That was actually really cool. Guzman and Woodley, after the fight, Guzman is walking with the belt. He's limping with his bad foot, and Woodley's mom is in the corner, and she's just hugging him, and just like, I'm like, this guy just beat up your son for 5 rounds, like literally beat the shit out of your son. Yeah. And she's just like, it's okay, and Guzman is crying, like over her shoulder. She said, "It's your time now. It ain't his time." Well, that's not exactly how she said it. She did say it was your time. She's not like, it's not his time anymore. He's old news. Well, it was just basically like, it ain't his time. Yeah, it's your time. Yeah, because he had a good night and it's his time now. But it was touching, and seeing Guzman breaking down and crying on her shoulder, it was actually pretty cool. It was a cool sight to see. So the passing of the torch, but for how long? Does Woodley get back on his throne, or is that it for Tyron? Tyquil, is he done? Yes. I think that should be another poll. Will Woodley ever be able to regain his title? Anyone in the chat think that Woodley will be able to regain his title before we get to the next story, and we'll move on. Setup says Wicked World. Woodley's mom is an OG, says Skullcrackers. Thomas Matthews says Jesse is going to get knocked out.
Charismatic Lemon says Woodley's mom can probably rap better than Woodley. Van Shipman says give Askren the winner of Usman Covington easy pickings. His mama a hoe, says Easy E. You have never heard of me, says Usman versus Romero. He didn't let his hand go, says Floyd Mayweather. When I'd Billy drink beer, eat pussy. Drunk Savage says anything is possible. Post Reloaded says he works for TMZ. Ricardo Aguilar, Woodley needs to retire and give the belt to Ben.
All right, so there you go. I don't know. What? Give the belt? What? He doesn't have the belt anymore. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the next thing. If you're jumping in now, Felony Charles Bennett, it was on the beginning of the show. We run it back. He started at 9 with us, and it was quite the interview. So when we're done with this, just rewind, rewatch, and I promise it's wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
You can see what he had to eat tonight.
Chris, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good.
I feel great.
Do you? Yeah.
I do. I actually feel really good right now.
I think we found out what we need to do.
What?
Nap before the show.
I don't like doing that because then I wake up all groggy and I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Well, you're good now.
Yeah, no, but
No.
We did take a nap before the show this time.
Yeah, a little nap, a little cat nap. You know, when you get to my age, you got to nap.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Happy birthday to me. All right, let's talk about the funky fro of Ben Askren. Which one am I clicking on?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Benny boy, there he is.
All right. According to MMA Fighting, Ben Askren says Dana White is somehow repulsed by me, despite claims to the contrary. So some Dana White and Ben Askren drama going on. Once again, UFC President Dana White wants Ben Askren to fight Robbie Lawler in a rematch after a controversial end to their UFC 235 fight. Askren would rather fight the winner of UFC London's Darren Till versus Jorge Masvidal main event. However, the most compelling battle coming out of UFC 235 last weekend, that would be White versus Askren. The two men have never really seen eye to eye. Askren wanted to come to the UFC after being an undefeated Bellator champion in 2013. White told him to go to the World Series of Fighting to get more experience. He tweeted how boring a fighter he thought Askren was in pretty explicit terms back then. Now, with Askren in the UFC following a trade with one championship involving Demetrius Johnson, Askren does not believe much has changed. Though White obviously signed off on his acquisition, Askren still thinks White can't stand him. Askren thought that pitting him against Lawler at UFC 235 was White's idea. Lawler, Askren has acknowledged, is a very tough matchup for him, perhaps the toughest among the top welterweight contenders in the UFC. In his UFC debut, Askren defeated Lawler by first-round submission last weekend in Las Vegas, but Lawler disputed the choke. He never tapped, and Lawler said he was never unconscious. Ref Herb Dean thought otherwise. With the drama coming out of the bout, White wants Askren and Lawler to run it back, especially considering Lawler did a ton of damage to Askren and nearly finished him in the opening minutes. White called it, quote, a bad stoppage. In Askren's mind, his resilience, not the substance of the finish, should have been what everyone was talking about afterward. Askren is 19-0 with one no contest, said he has asked to sit down with White for a half hour to hash things out, and White has turned him down on multiple occasions. Askren and White had an odd interaction on stage last Friday during the UFC 235 ceremonial weigh-ins. White extended his hand to shake Askren's hand, and Askren ignored it, instead getting close to White and saying something to him. Askren was coy about what he said. White said he didn't remember. What White was adamant about at the post-fight press conference is that he does not hate Askren, and he has not turned down a sit-down meeting with him. Askren's 34 said it has happened beginning when he saw White at UFC 230 back in November.
All right, so a couple of things with this whole situation here. First off, there's a video. UFC released it. Was it the Thrill and Agony of? I'm not sure what
Very
the hell it's
good. Very good. It's actually, I posted it on the message board, so if you guys want to see it, it's pinned.
Yeah, it is fantastical over there. And it shows Ben Askren basically, not Ben Askren, I'm sorry, Robbie Lawler. The whole situation went down. Lawler gets up, and they have them mic'd up. Like, you can hear it clearly, the interaction between Robbie Lawler and Herb Dean. And, yeah, Robbie Lawler complained, but then was like, hey, it's all good, man. I'm just paraphrasing. You're one of the best refs. And it was just really cool to see that exchange. Herb Dean looking like shocked, like, holy shit, I thought you were dead. You know, I grabbed your arm, it was like a noodle, and you're fine. This is bizarre. So it was interesting to see that, but Robbie being completely classy, just taking the L on the chin and just like, what are you going to do? Shit happens, you know? Dana White putting it on his Instagram. I'd show the video, but we can't show it because TMZ and other places, I mean, what are we doing? It's all over the internet. Everyone has it on their Instagram and everywhere. And we showed the Colby Covington at the buffet video, and TMZ hits us, you know? They hit us. They're like, no, you can't do that. So you can't monetize that video. It's not happening. It's our video. We're taking all your money from your ads and blah, blah, blah. So we can't really show anything on here anymore. It's ridiculous. So I would show the video, but UFC would probably strike us down. But it is a fantastic clip. So if you want to check it out, go to the MMAHoles.com or just search anywhere, the thrill and agony, and it'll pop up. It's a nice little interaction. What were your thoughts when you saw Herb Dean and Robbie go back and forth?
I kind of felt bad for Herb. Because, and I saw Robbie's point of view. I would have been upset too if it was an early stoppage and I clearly was not out. But I have a lot of respect for Lawler because of the way that he handled that. Because yes, he was clearly furious in the beginning and very frustrated with the situation. But as quick as he turned it around and he understood that Herb Dean actually thought he was out. And then he called Herb Dean afterward. A few minutes later, he called Herb over. And just, I felt bad for Herb Dean because he's been lit on fire in the past, just recently actually, for bad stoppages and stuff. So, I don't know, I feel for both sides. I think Herb Dean is a hell of a ref, like Robbie said. He is a great ref, but, every ref has their moments. And I think that Robbie understood that, so it was really mature Robbie, and it was awesome to see the respect that he still had for Herb Dean.
Yeah, especially being that frustrated. Could you imagine, like, in that situation, being that frustrated and then just completely switching it, the adrenaline's going and somehow turning it around. It really makes you like the guy. Mm-hmm. Robbie was never an unlikable guy. He never was a huge trash talker. He always had that smug look on his face, and he always brought fire. Robbie Lawler. So I'm looking forward to see what we have next from Robbie. I said this the night of, too. I don't think it's a big loss for for Robbie in this situation because of how everything went down. Yeah, it is a loss, but Ben Askren is undefeated. He was beating the snot out of him in the beginning of the fight. And I feel like he's unblemished coming out of this. And in fact, I think he should have a chip on his shoulder for how good he looked, dumping Ben on his head and just pummeling his face into the mat. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Robbie's next fight. He looked fantastic up until that point. Now, here is the video. It's on the MMAHoles.com. It's really good. Really good. It's worth a check out. All right. What other story do we have here in the news?
All right. Well, we already talked about this. We dabbled into it multiple times. But according to MMAnews.com, Dana White confirms Colby Covington will receive the UFC welterweight title shot. I'm not going to go through and read the whole thing. We already know what's going on. Colby Covington showed up at UFC 235 for the Usman versus Woodley fight. He was talking shit after the fight. Usman was trying to go after him. A security guard stopped him. And there was just a little ruffle going on. And then Colby Covington got the opportunity to talk to Dana White backstage. And White did promise him the next shot at the welterweight title.
Yeah, he deserves it. He definitely deserves the next shot. And I think him versus Usman is the fight to happen. We did a poll over here. 73% of MMA holes say that Usman should fight Colby Covington. And I concur. I'm with them. I'm with them. By the way, this weekend, we are reacting to the fight, Lewis versus Dos Santos. 60% say that Lewis is going to beat Dos Santos out of 564 votes. Get your votes in. We pick Lewis as well. In fact, at the beginning of the show, we spoke about it. BetDSI, our sponsor, there's a link in the description, promo code MMAHole. We use some of our bonus money that we won off of Usman. Thank you, Kimura. And we put some money on the Black Beast. And here's the thing. We've learned from our mistakes. Okay, if you're gonna place a bet, make sure you place it when it comes out, when it's more lopsided over here. Right now, Lewis is a plus 175. I have a feeling this shit's gonna even out. I really do when it gets closer. So if you do believe the Black Beast is gonna win and you want to bet some money, do it now while you still have a chance to get it in at plus 175. That's what we did over here. Also, Gunnar Nelson, we placed the bet on, and Nico Price. So Gunnar Nelson's not fighting this weekend, but the following. And Nico Price we have this weekend. So a couple of underdogs. And Derek Lewis, the Black Beast, which I don't think is a layup. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I really do. Dos Santos he's looked good as of late. He's looked very, very good. But something about this tells me it's going to be Lewis getting the shit kicked out of him and then landing his big mitt on Dos Santos' face and rearranging that crooked nose of his. I'm just seeing it. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the Black Beast with another one of them walk-off finishes. He's not going to look good. Dos Santos is a champion, tricky fighter, and this guy's a legend. Lewis has his hands full, but he's got some big hands, and he knows how to put people to sleep. Jess, what are your thoughts on this fight?
I'm excited. I think that it's a good opportunity. I think it's a good opportunity for both of them, but I'm siding with you. I do think Lewis is going to dominate this fight. But there's not much to say about it. I'm just really excited to see it happen and, see where it goes.
All right. There you go. Let's see what else we have in the news, GBH. TGIW, Jesse.
According to MMA Fighting, Anthony Johnson is willing to come out of retirement to fight Jon Jones.
By the way, oh, Manny C.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Obviously, I can't work technology or spell, but Herbdean saved Lawler's head, bursting like a watermelon. Lawler was out.
And some may argue that, but...
Well, all right.
I don't...
Remember Real Time? Real Time, we were screaming stop it, and it was funny when we watched the whole Thrill and Agony. We don't get to listen to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was screaming the exact same shit we were screaming.
Yeah.
It's bizarre that it's the same reaction. Fuck, stop that thing, because we've seen the videos of Askren with watermelon. So that's what everyone, I would think, is thinking in that moment. You know, looking back, you know, it could have went a little bit longer, but you never know. And it's over. It's not a championship fight. So I can't really go on with this. If this was a title fight, I think I might have been a little bit more on Herb. I really do. But in this situation, I can't. Yeah. I don't think it's a big loss for Robbie.
And I saw it in the chat. Someone mentioned in the chat earlier, they said it's tough to be a ref. And if you think about it, it's got to be tough. Because one bad call and the entire MMA fan base is on your ass. And then UFC officials and everything. Like, there's no break for a ref if you make a bad call. So it sucks. It's unfortunate. But he's still human. You know, like, he's only human. And he made a human mistake. He thought that Lawler was out and he was doing what he thought was in Lawler's best interest. It's
funny. Mark Horn says could have stopped it after Lola ground and pound. Yeah. You know, it very well could have stopped right there. If Herb stopped the fight right there, I mean, Askren's face was a fucking mess, and he was getting lit up. So, I mean, it could have been stopped there. I'm glad Herb didn't, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. If it was, like I said, if it was a title fight, this would be a whole different situation. It's fascinating, though, how controversial this is, and on Twitter and all over the place, how MMA fans, you know, we're not talking about Jones and Smith. We're not really talking about Usman, which is insane, because Usman just dominated Tyron Woodley. Like, how do we forget this? Yet we're all talking about the Herb Dean, Askren versus Lawler situation. How are we not talking about Kimura Usman? Like, everyone should be saying, this motherfucker, he just took out Tyron Woodley. He beat the fuck out of him for 5 rounds. But everyone forgets about it because you don't like the guy. You know, a lot of people aren't fans of Usman outside of the cage, and they just don't like him as a fighter. It's bizarre how it works.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Jessica G.
Robbie went out. We got to end this shit. When people say Robbie was waiting for Ben to tire out, they're forgetting that when you're choked out, you never remember what happened prior to going unconscious. He was out. Ben let him go a little. He woke.
There you go. That's what Jessica G says. Well, the only one that really knows that is Robbie Lawler. He's the only one. And if he went out, maybe he forgot. Who knows? Like I said, it's not a title fight. So I can't go crazy about it. I really can't.
Yeah.
But for some reason, people like to talk about it. Usman will give him a fight. Usman versus Askren is fascinating to me. That's a fascinating fight. I honestly think Usman runs over Colby. Colby said he's going to knock him out. Listen, I know there's some Colby fans, and I like what Colby's been doing, keeping himself relevant, and his work speaks for itself. But guys, how are we betting against Usman? If Usman's an underdog in that fight, which I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all over that bet. I couldn't bet against Usman anytime soon. Askren's interesting. You know? That's an interesting one. I still got Usman in that one. I still got him. I got Marty all day. Anyway, let's move on. This whole thing with Anthony Johnson versus Jon Jones.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
All right, according to MMA Fighting, on Saturday night, Jon Jones dominated Anthony Smith over 5 rounds to retain his light heavyweight title at UFC 235, but there's another Anthony MMA fans have wanted to see fight Jones for many years, and now it looks like the window is back open. From 2014 to 2017, Anthony Johnson was among the most feared fighters in all of MMA. After moving up to the light heavyweight division from welterweight, Johnson left a trail of devastation in his wake, savagely knocking out everyone he faced. After knocking out Alexander Gustafsson in 2 minutes, Johnson was expected to face Jon Jones at 187. Unfortunately, that time turned out to be the start of Jones' 3 years saga of self-destruction, so instead, Johnson ended up facing Daniel Cormier for the light heavyweight title on 2 occasions, coming up short on both. The second time he lost to Cormier, Johnson retired from MMA to pursue a career in cannabis and CBD, and suddenly the person MMA fans viewed as the most interesting possible fight for Jones would never face him. Speaking recently with Into the Weeds podcast, Johnson backtracked his previous statements about staying retired, revealing that he would still come out of retirement to face Jon Jones, provided Jones moved up to heavyweight. Since his retirement of April 2017, rumors have continually swirled around Johnson's possible return to MMA. At UFC 214, when Jones and Cormier rematched, Johnson was brought in to do media surrounding the event, and then in October of that year, his manager revealed that he and the UFC were having discussions about a possible return to heavyweight.
This is the perfect way to get Bones to heavyweight. This is the perfect way to do it. I love it. I love it. Here's the problem, though. There's no gold involved. You know, there's no gold involved in it. So, I mean, unless Jones wants to take something like as a fight to get ready to compete, I don't know. It's bizarre. It looks like that he's fighting Santos, right?
Yes.
That's what Dana White said over there, and a lot of the fans want to see that. Rumble's not going to be light heavyweight anymore. He's heavyweight. But man, oh man, they were supposed to throw down. And at heavyweight, that shit would be banging.
It's so funny because Jon Jones, he did come out a couple weeks ago. We talked about it. He's like, thank God Anthony Johnson's not in the UFC anymore, because he feels that would have been the one that would have been his kryptonite. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. I really don't. I think Jon Jones is just too slick. But at heavyweight, a fucking juiced up Rumble Johnson, that's got me fascinated. You know, at light heavyweight, I still think Rumble loses, even though he had that silly power. You know, I still think he loses. Mm-hmm. But man, oh man, could you imagine him swinging with those fucking pythons going? Yeah. Like, I mean, he looks like a fucking superhero now. I would love to see that fight. Rumble versus Bones. I don't know if it would line up, though. I don't know if it would work out anytime soon. Hopefully we get to see it. Let me know in the chat if you want to see it. Van Chipman says, Rumble looked like a tick being eaten too many groceries. His EBD card must be stacked. Jackson Black says, I want to see Overeem versus Jon Jones. Eric Melton, Rumble has no heart. Jay Reyes says, Battle of the Picograms. Jessica G says, Rumble would have struggled. Jones would just leg kick him to hell. He's not going to let Rumble get close enough to hit him. QC Monster, Chris and JBH, thoughts on Felony Bennett being lynched on ESPN Plus to boost subscriptions?
Well, listen, if they cut the check, he'll do it, right? He'll take the lynching. By the way, Felony Charles Bennett was on the show. If you missed it, run it back. He was in the beginning of the show. I think it might have been his best appearance, Jesse.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, every time he comes on, he tops himself, right? And I think this was the best one. I don't know. He was fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
He's a funny dude, and he could back it up. He needs a win, though. We need Felony. You need a win. You need to get a W column. No more of these L's. By the way, shout out to Michael Anzalone in the chat, who's been dropping that wrench. I see you in there, Michael Anzalone, the best moderator of all time we have. Well, yeah, there's a little tomfoolery going on in there. Michael Anzalone taking him out.
You mean a little Ross foolery?
Ross foolery, yes. Thank you, Michael Anzalone. And if you want to see more Michael Anzalone, he's got a channel, a best of channel. He's got a gaming channel. And he's played with not the MMA holes. He played it with us last night. He played with me and Jesse. Little Grand Theft Auto.
I fell asleep halfway through the stream.
We got to get Michael Anzalone Red Dead now.
I know, that's gonna be interesting to see. You know what though? I've seen actually someone that we watched playing this, and it looks a little complex.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot to do. I just want to fish. I just want to hunt and fish. I don't know. This is gonna be hysterical, especially with the online mode. This thing is gonna be hilarious. So if you want to check us out, play video games really bad, check us out on Not the MMA Holes, link in the description. All right, let's move over to the next story. What else do we have in the news, JBH?
Well, you guys are going to love this one. According to BJPenn.com, is Tony Ferguson plotting to move up to welterweight? Things are complicated at the top of the lightweight division. The reigning champ Khabib Nurmagomedov is adamant that he won't fight until November. Standing instead in solidarity with his suspended teammates, Conor McGregor's future is as nebulous as ever. Dustin Poirier will battle UFC Featherweight champ Max Holloway for the interim lightweight belt in the summer, and Tony Ferguson, the bona fide, irrefutable #1 contender? Who really knows? Amid all of the uncertainty atop of the lightweight division, Tony Ferguson has been left without an opponent, without any kind of clear direction. While it's possible that he will simply sit out and wait for the smoke to clear, it's starting to sound like he might undertake a more drastic strategy, a move up to the welterweight division. Speaking on Twitter on Wednesday morning, Tony Ferguson announced that he is preparing to put on some serious muscle. Ferguson has always been one of the bigger lightweights on the UFC roster, so the prospect of his gaining more mass certainly seems to suggest a move up to a heavier weight class. Furthermore, the top lightweight contender has fought at welterweight previously, even winning the Ultimate Fighter in that division. Tony Ferguson is currently on a ridiculous 11-fight win streak.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
We got a little Vinny the Chin coming in.
I'd love to see Jones versus Francis at heavyweight. That Pico-kun Jones would get knocked the fuck out.
Really?
Mose you sold Real out said he was controversial. Real has done so much work for the Gambinos. Nothing controversial at all.
All right. There you go. Real. Vinny the Chin coming in, backing up his boy Real. Thank you for the donation. Thank you, everyone, for the donations tonight. You're very generous. You're wonderful.
Wonderful.
All right. So El Kukui going up to 170. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. There is no place anymore at 155. It sucks. The man should be a champ. He should be the 155 champ. It would have been funny, awesome seeing him sit up there reigning, with his cringy shtick, but inside the cage, he's a fucking beast. And at 155, it would have been fun to watch, but we're not going to see it now. You got everyone tied up. Khabib is not coming back until November. You have Poirier versus Holloway for the 155 interim strap. McGregor, it's probably going to be Diaz. I mean, you could pretty much lock that up for the trilogy. And Ally Quinta floating around. Tony's not taking that fight. So Kukui going to 170, I think, is very fascinating.
I concur.
I really do. He said he was going to go to 145. That's bullshit. But 170? You throw him in the mix. Up there. You have Pettis fighting Wonderboy at 170. Why not Kukui? I love it. It's kind of stale right now. You got your Covingtons and you got your Askren, but you throw a Kukui in the mix who could do it all. I love it. I think it's a great fit. Let me know what you guys and gals think of the Tony Ferguson 170 move.
Michael Chapman says Tony would die at 170. You're welcome, says Mark Wahoo. Michael Chapman, stupid move by Tony. Tony versus Alice's Skullcracker. Sean Mackenzie, you know that I've been saying for years that nobody wants to fight Ferguson because Tony beats them. Yeah, I mean, I picked Ferguson. When they were matching him up against Khabib in the earlier days, I was picking Ferguson. I was all Kukui. This guy is going to beat Khabib. I really did believe that. And even to this day, I think if they fight, it's going to be Khabib's toughest fight.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
We got a little Jessica G.
It's a legitimate insult that the UFC has wasted Tony Ferguson. He's an absolute killer. He's the real champ, and the longer he's screwed by the UFC, the older he gets. He has the best style in MMA, period, and they're wasting his best years.
And thank you, Jessica G. A couple of things on that. Here's the problem. Inside the cage, the guy's great. Outside of the cage, he is not a marketable champ. In fact, he doesn't sell. And that is why, and it's unfortunate, but that is why the UFC is not pushing him. He does have the same management team as Conor, so you would think he would be in the mix. But, he could have took the Holloway fight. He could have taken that fight. I'm not sure why he dipped out on that whole situation. He does have the interim belt already. It got stripped. But still, you got to think he would make some cash off of that fight. But the UFC is not going to give him the benefit of the doubt, especially when he's, had some issues getting into the cage, tripping over the cable. The cards didn't line up for the guy. It sucks. It's a shame. Like Jessica said, it's true. This guy in the cage is fantastic, but he's just not a marketable champ. So it's just the UFC we watch now. It's part of the game. What do you think about that situation, Jess?
Oh, I already told you. I mean, I'm down for it.
No, I'm saying with Kukui, do you think that the UFC is just, they're kind of slacking, that he could have been a good
100%.
champ?
Here's the thing. I also think that there's more involved that we're not aware of when it comes to making these fights and who's deserving of a fight and who's not and everything. We're so focused on these rankings and how the UFC is just kind of falling apart with that. But I think that there might be a little more involved.
By the way, I see Jackson saying you're an idiot if you don't think he's marketable. Look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. And when this man is up top, a headlining fight, no one watches. It is what it is. I don't make up the numbers. It's just the truth. It's the truth. Even in our streams, You know, when we've streamed Tony fights, no one watches, no one cares. It's crazy. If you're a true MMA fan, you know, you believe, you know, you want to see Tony get in the cage. It's must see TV, but it doesn't get the eyes of the casual fans or some of these other, you know, fight fans. It's just how it works. I don't know why. Who knows? Who knows what the reasoning is? But it's just facts. All right, let's move on.
All right. Well, according to MMA Mania, despite her pregnancy, Mackenzie Dern eyes a UFC return in October.
All right.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Let's see what we got here.
Everyone watched Gun Kim versus Colby. Look how he manhandled a man 6'1" man and much heavier. Muscles don't mean much in MMA. Usman's muscles are fooling a lot of people. Dad bod Askren and Goat Colby both beat Usman. Technique beats size all day.
All right, so R. Kelly is guilty. Thank you. So, listen, we know who that is, but come on. You also preach that Woodley is going to destroy Usman, R. Kelly. You've also said that Usman has no chance there. And now you're saying to me that Colby Covington's going to beat Kamaru Usman. I mean, you could keep on saying the people that are fighting him are eventually one of them is going to beat him, right? So you're saying that Colby Covington is that guy. I don't see it. I really don't. And we don't even know if we're going to see that fight. I hope we do get to see that fight because it'd be hilarious to watch the lead up to it. Colby is he's been brilliant with his marketing. But, I mean, do you see Usman losing to Covington?
No.
He's like, nah.
I had to think about it for a minute because part of me wants to say yes, but no.
Think about this, guys. Woodley has the wrestling and Woodley has the power, right? I mean, he is a heavy hitter, and he was throwing some hands during that fight. He just wasn't connecting properly, right? And Usman just did what he had to do, grinded the fuck out of him. But this is to see Woodley go down like that. You got to think there's a little bit of shit in Covington's pants right now. You got to Colby Covington's pants right now. You got to think that he's a little nervous. You got to. I mean, Usman he's a machine right now. He's at the top of the game. He completely humiliated. Some people are saying that Woodley was the best welterweight of all time. People are actually saying that. And to say that Colby Covington's going to go in there and beat him, I mean, everyone has a chance, right, when you get in the cage. But not this time. Let me know what the chat says. Maybe we have to do who wins, a poll, and see what the community says. Who wins, Usman or Colby Covington?
Colby doesn't even believe he can beat Usman, says Pulse Reloaded. Mark Horn says Sat Maurice Green makes his comeback. Jay Smooth says Vlad, I'll knock her out with chloroform so we can guarantee that she doesn't scream during the procedure. Kevin from Chicago says Woodley doesn't have heart or cardio. QC Monster says, Chris, what would you do if Felony Bennett sexually assaulted JBH in front of you?
What would I do? If I don't know. What would I do? I would let him. No, what kind of stupid question is that? Like, what is that? What is that kind of question?
That was kind of a dumb question.
Like, who comes up with shit like that?
If someone sexually, or even just assaults someone you care about in front of you, I mean, you're not just
something you gotta scratch your head. Like, I know this is a cringe chat. What the fuck is wrong with you, you loony? All right, what else we got?
Pulse says he would grab popcorn and watch. Thomas Matthews says Colby is the B-rated Usman. Steve Johnson, Jay knows how to handle ownership of another human. He would allow it, says Jay Smooth.
Must be a full moon out. This chat is on fire with ridiculousness.
David Flores Jr. says, I love the holes. We love David Flores. MMA Gambling says Colby versus Usman.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Jessica G.
Let's be real here. Covington is not beating Usman. Usman is going to be the champ for a long time. The only person to ever put him in danger was Damian Maia, and had he not been stood up, we might have seen Usman suffer his first UFC loss.
That's a good point over there. Jessica G jumping in. I mean, I want people to keep saying that Colby Covington is going to beat Usman. I want people to keep doing that because that means that these lines will even out. And maybe Usman will be an underdog, which would be great.
Stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo,
I'm all over it. Oh, it's Funky Askren.
Omos. You're duped by muscles. Woodley backed up the entire fight looking for one punch. Colby has never backed up in his life. Colby and Askren are world-class wrestlers that both own Snoozerman. Colby also has better kicks and punching volume.
Punching volume? Did he really?
Punch volume. That was my
Guzman just broke the fucking record for body shots. What are you talking about? Guzman never is back down. This is... Oh. I mean, you know what? Credit for trying. But come on. What are we doing? I need this, though. I need more of this. Let me know. I need to know in the chat how Guzman's going to lose to Colby Covington. I'd love to see more of this. Please.
So many stupid people who deserve to be raped, says Salio2. Bum Askren is overrated, says MRIWC. Real says Moss is so confused.
I am. My mind is going to explode with the ridiculousness. All right, let's move back to the news.
Okay.
What are we doing?
We're talking about Mackenzie.
Let's talk about pregnancies so we can move on.
Right. According to MMA Mania, UFC strawweight Mackenzie Dern recently announced her pregnancy and subsequent hiatus from MMA, but that doesn't mean she's giving up fighting for good. In fact, the submission specialist says while she's due in May, she plans on returning to the octagon this year, perhaps even as soon as October. Of course, depending on whether it's a natural birth or a C-section, the recovery time will vary. Dern has started her MMA career at a perfect 7-0 mark, including her first 2 UFC fights, which went down in the span of 3 months. After announcing her marriage and subsequent pregnancy, Dern says she lost tons of followers, mostly men, according to her, on Instagram. The jiu-jitsu ace isn't bothered one bit, though, as she hopes to gain an even bigger following with women by becoming the first mother to be a UFC champion. She said, quote, "I hope I can serve as inspiration. I think I'm getting more followers among women now. It used to be more men before. The first mother, no mother ever did it. I didn't even know that. I have another goal now. Be the first mother to win a championship belt in the UFC."
I got to say this. I listened to the interview with Ariel. It's fantastic. If you want to hear stupidity, listen to that interview. I was just like, what am I listening to? First of all, that everyone stopped following her because she got pregnant is one of the funniest things ever.
There's
I love
a
it.
screenshot here by Jed Goodman that says Mackenzie Dern lost 1,318 followers on Instagram the day she announced her pregnancy.
It's the best. You gotta love dudes. You gotta love them. Like, well, so much for that one. Another one bites the dust. Let's move on. That's so great. The best is she says she's gonna get back to 115. Like, that's going to happen after the pregnancy. She also says that she's going to fight by the time the end of the year comes. She will be getting back into the cage. So she's going to have the baby and she's going to fight before the year's up.
Yes.
What is going on? Is she fucking? Maybe the baby's eating all the food. Maybe it's all the, I don't know, sucking everything out of her brain. I don't know what is going on with her. She is a knucklehead, this girl. She's a complete knucklehead. And she's saying she's going to be a champion.
I think she's just determined.
She's fucking got that weird accent. We don't even know what the hell she is. Is she Portuguese? Is she American?
She's American.
What does she got going on? Like, I can't even understand what the fuck she's saying. And then she's saying she wants her kid to fight when it gets older. She's a surfer, knocked her up. I mean, she's a train wreck.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got Colby Covington coming in.
Thank God for that old lady that let me cower behind her when the big black man stood up to me. I was seconds away from shitting myself when I see Guzman come out of the crowd. I called the police, by the way. They added it to my Wordum report. I'm a rat.
He's a rat.
There you go.
Colby Covington is a rat.
That's words from Colby Covington. Wow, look at that. Jesus Christ, Colby Covington coming in, and yeah, he did. He cowered behind the lady with the glasses. The best is the lady that screams. I wish we could play it, but TMZ doesn't want us to play it anymore, so we can't play that video. It was him at the breakfast buffet. Something else.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got Jessica G.
I'm curious. Do you think Dern will teach her kid how to fake a Brazilian accent just like mommy does?
I don't know. This fucking girl is nuts. She's a certified loony, this one. Like, she is nuts. She's got a great ground game, and we saw her labia. So, That's
Her
great.
labia.
Yeah. Slipped out of her pants. But Mackenzie Dern. Oh my God. She's like, I got pregnant, but it was not planned.
Express. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
It was not planned, my pregnancy.
How I beat Marty. Once the round starts, I'm going to walk towards Guzman. Throw punches and kicks, then take him down and beat him up. Just like I did to RDA and Stun Gun. You're duped by muscles. BetDSI bet on Colby if you like money. Hashtag CODYNOCHIN.
Cody Nochin. All right, thank you, Colby Goat. Appreciate it. That's an interesting. I'm curious to see if that fight does happen. I'm really curious to see what the betting lines are at. Let's see what the chat has to say with this whole situation.
Michael Chapman says she looks disgusting. What the fuck is a labia? What the fuck happened to Gay Agent for real? Oh, I missed it. Sorry, David Flores. All with the same best as Steve Johnson, Captain Coolsey Soul. Sean Mackenzie says, MMA holes give this Jessica G digits. LOL.
Sean Mackenzie wants Jessica G. It's funny.
Jessica G says, Staley, I would hate you as well if I had a clue who you were.
She's just destroying the chat right now. I tell you what, this is something else. NH, you got your hands full in that chat. You got a sidekick in there. NH and Jessica G taking over this chat room. The boys are cowering right now. This is unbelievable. What else we got in that chat?
Mark Horn says, how did Seaman get past those curtains? Sean McKenzie says, I might actually do this BetDSI thing. Brett Barathian says, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes.
20 likes. Let's do it. Wait, I think we did it already. Didn't we do it at 80? Oh, no, we didn't. 20 likes.
20 likes, 20 likes.
I've got fucking 20 likes.
20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. 20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes.
All right.
I hope the dislikes die of leprosy.
And to Sean McKenzie, here's the deal with the BetDSI. I don't know how to gamble, right? I really don't. I have no idea. When it comes to sports betting, I would go to my buddy and be like, how do I do this? So this is all new to me. I'm learning on the fly. So I could kind of help you guys out. If you do want to learn, this is our sponsor, BetDSI. I didn't know anything about this shit. They reached out to us. We found out they were 20 years in the game. We started placing some bets over here, and we love it. If you put a deposit in, let me explain this to you guys. You put a deposit in. Say you put in $50 and you win $50. They match it if you put promo code MMAHOLE. So now you have $100 extra. So you put $50, you have $150 sitting in there. It's that simple. And then you can just bet their money. You know what I'm saying? Like your winnings can just sit there, you can collect it, and you can just bet their money. So there's a lot of things you can do on BetDSI, and you have your little jammy over here. You can say if you want to do this, right? You want to put money on Tim Bosch, who's a plus 122, right? You add him. You go over here. He's like, yeah, I like Tim Bosch. I'm going to click on him, and then boom, it's done. It's absolutely done. You just click on it, it's done. It's in your bet slip. Right there. You put how much you want to risk. Say I want to risk $10 on the Bosch, man. You win $12.20. If you do promo code, you win $22.40. It's that simple. It's super easy how to do it. Listen, if you don't have the cash, don't gamble. But if you have a couple extra bucks laying around and you want to play some bets, it's such an easy place to do it. BetDSI, link in the description. All right, let's move on to the next story. JBH, what's in the news?
According to BJPenn.com, Matt Hughes' wife penned statement detailing how he allegedly beat her.
Oh.
Wonderful.
So going back and forth once again, the last we heard was Matt Hughes had left a statement of his own that everything was baloney, pretty much. And now Matt Hughes' wife is penning a statement in response to Matt Hughes' statement. Audra Hughes, the wife of former UFC welterweight champ Matt Hughes, recently had a restraining order granted against her husband after several alleged incidents of violence. In documents obtained by MMA Junkie, Audra detailed several of these incidents of alleged violence. She alleges Matt Hughes first became violent when she refused to give him the keys to his truck.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got Marky Wahoo.
I bet Dern has a bologna sandwich in her panties. Sandwich points J. Smooth.
Marky Wahoo, thank you for that donation.
Bologna.
Wonderful.
Little Bologna sandwich.
Bologna sandwich.
We saw it. When did that fight happen? Actually, Jay Smooth was there. We were watching the fight, and the pussy lip came out, and you got to see it. So there's JBH's face over there. That was her reaction when she saw the pussy lip. There it is. All right. Let's get back to this
Wonderful.
fantastic story.
She alleges Matt Hughes first became violent when she refused to give him the keys to his truck on account of the brain injury he sustained in his 2017 accident. She said, quote, "I was in the shower and he opened the shower and choked me. Then he asked for the code to his gun vault and I said, 'You just choked me. Do you think I'm going to give you the code?' He opened the shower door again and started choking me and he smashed my head against the shower and said, 'This is what choking is.' He hit me. My stepfather, Alan," this is on a different occasion, "said, 'Don't lay a finger on her.' He looked at Alan and grabbed my hand and tried to pull me closer to him. Alan told him to get his phone and leave. Alan and I followed him outside to make sure he didn't do anything to our vehicles." While Audrey Hughes has been granted a restraining order, Matt Hughes is adamant that these allegations against him are completely false. The former UFC champion released a statement on social media shortly after this unfortunate news surfaced.
Mm-hmm. So Matt Hughes, I mean, it keeps getting dragged around here. Who knows what the story is? We weren't there. But, yeah, that's fucked up. There's some fucked up stuff being said, Jess. Yeah. What do you think? You think I still think she fucked his brother.
I think...
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Not like she deserved that, but I think she fucked his brother. That's
There's
what I'm going
such persistence on both sides, both ends of the spectrum, that it's difficult to determine what actually happened. I don't think that anyone should believe anything either of them say. Don't make your own opinions or anything until there's, factual evidence. The only thing that I can say is that her stepfather was a witness and her children were a witness to the second incident she talked about.
Mm.
So it's clear that actually happened.
Yeah, well, all right. So Matt Hughes, I mean, we actually did a whole show on the whole Matt Hughes situation. If you want to see more about it, you can go back and see our theories and stuff. But I don't, honestly, whatever. Like, whatever happens there. It is what it is. Yeah. I don't care. Man, he's not even fighting anymore. He's a legend of the sport. Some like him. My father hates him. My father cannot. He's like, oh, he's a big piece of shit anyway. My father can't stand him. So, I mean, what are you going to do?
What you gonna do?
He's not fighting anymore, so I'm gonna move on.
Bad boys. What you gonna do?
All right.
What you gonna do when they come for you? All right. According to MMA Junkie, UFC Hall of Famer BJ Penn meets Clay Guida at UFC 237 in Brazil.
Is it weird that I actually love this fight?
Do you?
Yeah, I never thought like BJ Penn should go away, and he's probably gonna get mutilated by Guida. But I love this. I don't know why. I just. For some reason, I'm digging this fight. Who knows? Let's learn more about it.
UFC Hall of Famer BJ Penn is not retiring just yet. A lightweight bout between Penn and Clay Guida is the latest addition to May's UFC 237 lineup in Brazil. MMA Junkie on Wednesday confirmed the matchup with a person close to the situation following an initial report from MMA Fighting. The person requests anonymity because the fight has not been officially announced. UFC 237 takes place May 11th at the Jeunesse Arena in Rio de Janeiro. The main card airs on pay-per-view following prelims on ESPN and UFC Fight Pass. Penn, who's 40 years old, will bring a 6-fight losing skid into UFC 237. That's tied for the longest stretch of defeats in company history, and the former UFC lightweight and welterweight champion will look to avoid taking sole possession of the record. He most recently fought at UFC 232 in December and suffered a first-round submission loss to Ryan Hall. The Prodigy last earned a victory in November 2010 when he knocked out fellow UFC Hall of Famer Matt Hughes in just 21 seconds at UFC 123. Penn will look to get back on track against Guida, who's 37 years old, who will return from an 11-month layoff following a submission loss to Charles Oliveira at UFC 225 in June. Prior to that, Guida earned a knockout of fellow veteran lightweight Joe Lauzon.
There you go. All right, so yeah, BJ Penn's last fight, it was funny. His foot almost gets ripped off. And what's the guy's name that he lost to? They said his name in there. Ryan Hall? What's his name? You just said his name.
I'm sorry. I just ran through it so fast.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever the fuck his name. I think it's Ryan Hall or whatever the fuck his name is. He just finishes the fight. It's like he always does that. He's like, that's what he did to BJ Penn. BJ just he caught the L. I thought that was it for him, but every time you see him get in the cage, you're like, oh, it is Ryan Hall. Thank you. Every time you see him get in the cage, it's just like, oh, what are we doing, BJ? Why are you getting back in there? But for some reason, I kind of want to see Clay Guida just beat the fuck out of him. Like, I think that'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Clay Guida bouncing around there, just beating the shit out of BJ Penn. Two guys that are way past their prime. It's great. I think BJ's just a little more past his. Just a little bit.
Just a little.
All right, let's see what else we have in the news.
Okay, according to BJPenn.com, Max Holloway discusses featherweight future ahead of interim lightweight title fight.
The best is best, man. I'm Max Holloway. Google Gaga.
Very good. At UFC 236, which goes down on April 13th in Atlanta, Georgia, UFC featherweight champion Max Holloway will hike up to the lightweight division to battle streaking contender Dustin Poirier for the division's interim title. Given that Holloway has always endured a pretty significant weight cut down to the featherweight division, some fans have wondered if this move up to lightweight could be permanent. That being said, it sounds as though Holloway plans to return to the featherweight division, perhaps even as soon as this summer. He said, quote, "After that Brian Ortega fight, I had to take some time personally and some business stuff, and then they came to me with this fight in April. Can't let it slip through your fingers. At the end of the day, first things first, I got Dustin Poirier, and we'll talk to the UFC after that. I don't think Frankie Edgar or Jose Aldo deserve a champ that's not willing to defend for a year. After this one, I could go back down in the summer. That would be fun, but first things first, April 13th. While it sounds as though Max Holloway still has the ambition to defend his featherweight strap, he also made it clear that he intends to send a message to undisputed lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov with a victory over Poirier.
Blessed or Dustin? Blessed or Dustin?
Blessed.
I'm blessed as well. I'm always blessed. But Dustin Poirier is the underdog, and he won the first time.
Yeah.
So a plus 191. If you're going to throw a bet in, now's the time to do it. I think this thing is going to get a lot closer. I really do. But Max Holloway, how could you not think that he would be the favorite? Even though he lost, the guy is on some winning streak. And at 155, it's going to be fascinating to watch. Interim strap, oh well. But it should be a good fight. Poirier, Max Holloway should be a barn burner. So Max Holloway looking confident. Why are we on Mackenzie Dern? Looking very confident on his streak. And let's see if he gets it done. Let me know in the chat.
Yeah.
Blessed or DP?
The Nebraskan Nightmare Usman blessed via decision. Skullcrackers, Dustin, get those bets in. Steve Johnson's laughing in the chat and share right MMA. Jano, I mean his opponent guaranteed to win, so put Guida in your parlays easy money. Hawaiian Punch for the win, says Post Reloaded. Did I miss Felony, says Fritz Mod? Yes, you did, but always replay.
Yeah, listen, if you're jumping in now and you missed Charles Bennett, run it back. Run it back. We went out to eat with him. We had a date, actually. It was actually a double date we had. How about that?
Very nice.
Yeah, you want to run it back. He's the best. We love Felony.
Jeremiah White says Max is better cardio, but DP hits a little harder. Drunk Savage Hawaiian Punch drunk. Good fight, bad circumstance, says Roberto Lopez.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Another story on TGIW Season 3.
Yeah.
Episode number 9.
Yeah.
You psyched up, Jesse?
I'm psyched up.
Yeah.
Come on. Whoa.
What is that? Hold on a second. Greetings, Earthlings. Greetings, Earthlings. We have another story. GSP in the news.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, let's go. GSP in the
We
news.
should keep it on for the entire article.
What do you mean keep it on for the article? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Keep what on? I have no idea. All right, George St. Pierre gives UFC official retirement notice, leaves USANA drug testing pool. Ooh.
According to MMA Fighting, GSP has now made his retirement completely official, as we streamed a couple of weeks ago. The former UFC welterweight and middleweight champion has provided the promotion written notice that he is retired. MMA Fighting confirmed Tuesday that UFC Vice President of Athlete Health and Performance Jeff Nowitzki. ESPN was the first to report the news. That formal retirement is significant with regards to the UFC's anti-doping policy. With his retirement, GSP will remove himself from the USADA drug testing pool. That means that if he were to return, GSP would have to spend at least 6 months back in the pool before competing again per policy. GSP is 37 years old, announced his retirement at a press conference on February 21st in Montreal. He took a sabbatical from the UFC previously from 2013 to 2017, vacating his welterweight title. Before returning in November of 2017, GSP entered into the USADA drug testing pool in August of 2016. In the comeback fight, GSP defeated Michael Bisping to win the UFC middleweight title at UFC 217. He vacated the title bout a month later after being diagnosed with ulcerative colitis and has not fought since. GSP ends his career with a 26-2 record and is recognized as one of the top stars and best fighters in UFC history. The Canadian Idol won his last 13 career fights. He stated during the press conference that it was his desire to go out on top. Before deciding to hang up the gloves, GSP was eyeing a potential fight later this year with UFC lightweight champ Khabib Nurmagomedov. Nurmagomedov was interested in the bout as well, but the UFC wanted to go in a different direction. At the press conference, GSP did leave the door open for a potential return to the cage in the future.
He's definitely coming back.
You think so?
If it's not in the UFC, it's somewhere. He is coming back. He's going to compete at some level.
Mm-hmm.
Was he 37? Somewhere around there? 37 years old. He's going to go on a little vacation. You know, maybe he's out of USADA. Maybe you'll see him in another organization. But GSP, this is not the end of him. Especially the way he retired. I don't think he has any interest. I think he's going to take some big money fight doing something. Or he's going to compete somehow. So GSP will be back, in my opinion.
Do your headphones ever start hurting your ears after a while?
Well, you do have $5 headphones on, and mine do hurt my ears, but yours are the smaller headphones. Like,
well,
you
no,
like the
they wrap
smaller
around
ones?
my entire ear, but just...
Yeah, it does. It pushes, especially when we play the games on not the MMA holes. Link in the description. All right, a couple more stories. I'm going to wind this shite down. What else do we have in the news?
One more story. According to MMA Mania, Rogan says that Mac ain't back because the UFC wanted Cowboy versus McGregor to be the co-main event.
All right.
The bout fell apart just as quickly as it came together. Promotion president Dana White failed to provide any details or clarify what the obstacles were. Color commentator Joe Rogan, however, heard that the UFC wanted to make Cowboy vs. Cerrone a pay-per-view co-main event. He said, quote, "They were trying to do Cowboy vs. Conor, and apparently the sticking point was that it was going to be a co-main event. I think the idea is that they have to have world titles as a main event for pay-per-view. I think McGregor is only interested in big fights, like things that excite him now because he's got so much money and so much success. It's just one of those things."
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
All right, Jessica G coming in.
I thought GSP got his colitis from the anal probe he received. Speaking of anal probes, rumor has it, Kevin from Chicago is currently probing Real's anus with Staley's tongue.
Wow, look at that. Jessica G coming at it. Going at
I like you, Jessica G.
Kevin from Chicago.
All right.
Thank you.
When it comes to headlining an event, there is more at stake than just ego. Every fighter contract is different, of course, but payouts can be impacted by pay-per-view points depending on where a fighter is placed on the card. It should also be noted that McGregor has the top 3 highest-grossing pay-per-view cards in the history of MMA, 2 of which were headlined by non-title fights at UFC 196 and UFC 202. His good knock at UFC 229 holds the record at roughly $2.4 million. Cerrone is now rumored to be facing Al Iaquinta this summer.
Raging Al Iaquinta versus Donald Cerrone. Hey, that was something that we said, right?
Yes.
That's the only thing left.
Yes.
Raging Al versus Donald Cerrone. Wow. Okay. Listen, that's a fun one. It's not a big payday. It's not a red panty night for a Cowboy. That kind of sucks for him, but Raging Al versus Donald Cerrone. I like that. I like that fight a lot. It's just a fun one to watch. Raging Al is someone in the mix, you know?
Yeah, I like it. I like Raging Al versus Al Iaquinta, but it makes you ponder a little bit. If that was in fact their agenda to make Cowboy versus McGregor the co-main event, then why was Dana so quick to shut it down at that post-fight press conference?
Yeah. Conor McGregor's fighting. He's fighting Nate. That's it. The trilogy.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, how else do you headline a card, right? How is that going to happen for Conor right now? Tony Ferg is probably going to 170. I mean, I thought that would be the fight. You know, that'd be the next one. But it just seems like that's not going to line up. And, Nate Diaz is the only one. What else? You know, other than weird novelty fights, I think that the Diaz trilogy is going to happen. And that will get juice. They'll get juice. They'll get big pay-per-view buys. And something to look out for. But what is next? Let me know in the chat what you think as we are done with the news. The MMAHoles.com is going to be changing very soon. We spoke about this on Not the MMA Holes. Make sure you subscribe to the second channel. Donation.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
It's a Toe Rogan.
GSP can't fight outside of UFC. He's under contract. Most you think Guzman could out-wrestle Askren? Answer, no. Colby, Pac-10 champion, two-time NCAA All-American, number 5 ranked in the country at 174 pounds. Could have won Olympics but did full-time MMA.
All right, so there we go. Toe Rogan coming in and loving that, smoking that Colby Covington pipe. Yeah, come on, guys. Or guy, I should say. What are we doing? I appreciate the donation, but and the creative ways of putting it in there, but you're not going to convince me against Marty. Marty needs to lose before I'm convinced, and he hasn't lost in a long time, and he just took out one of the greatest at 170 in quotes. I'm putting that in quotes. Tyron Woodley. All right. That is that, Jesse. We'll read a couple of comments from the chat. Thank you so much tonight. If you missed Charles Bennett, Felony Charles Bennett, run it back. Fantastic stuff. He is the best. He is an OG of the show and of the game.
Stalio2 says, I don't even suck off Conor this much. Drunk Savage says, the new MMA Holes website will be wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Real says, Moss, do you think Guzman could out-wrestle Askren?
I think he beats Askren. That's what I think he does. I think this is how this fight's going to go with Ben Askren. Out-wrestle, if it's a pure wrestling match, it's a tough one. That's a tough one.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Jessica G.
Toe Rogan brings up some solid points. Those are some nice personal achievements for Covington. It's just too bad that he's 0-1 versus Boomerang.
The Boomerang coming in. There you go, Toe Rogan and Jessica G going at it. Yeah, like I said, I think when it comes to just pure wrestling, you got to give the edge to Askren if it's just a wrestling. But this is the UFC, and the way Guzman breaks people down against the fence, Ben would be in for a long night, in my opinion.
Yes.
But that's not the one we should really be talking about. Colby Covington is the fight that's going to happen, right? So it seems like. But it'd be interesting. I kind of... All right, so for the channel, I go Colby Covington. That's the fight I'd rather see versus Guzman. But as a fan, I think I'd rather see Askren. I think I'd rather see that fight. That one fascinates me a little bit more. You got the undefeated Askren. You have Guzman, who has been on some tear. That would be more interesting to me. But for cringe, for the channel, I would like to see Guzman versus Colby. What would you rather see out of the two?
I think I agree. I agree with you. I think that for the channel and, like you said, for cringe purposes and for deserving purposes, Cowboy. But
No, you mean Colby.
I'm sorry. I just looked at a picture of Cowboy and I'm sorry, Colby. But I am a huge fan of Askren, so I would like to see Askren.
Askren would be cringy too. There would be a lot. Here's the thing with Askren's trash talk. It's better on Twitter than it is in person. Have you noticed that? He's kind of like a whiny Jew in person. Like, he's like, he sounds like a lawyer, like a whiny lawyer or some shit. I don't know. He's just kind of cringy in person. But on Twitter, he's fantastic. But when he's on the press conferences, I'm not into it. Colby at least he kind of brings it more at a press conference.
Super chat.
Uh-oh, Kevin from Chicago chiming in.
Open phone lines so I can piss off the lesbians.
Tell you something, Kevin. You don't run this show. You do not run this show. We run this show. Stop being so fucking bossy. You're not getting your phone lines tonight.
Whoa. Shit. Got scolded over there by JBH. This is becoming a reoccurring thing. JBH versus Kevin from Chicago.
Yeah.
Make it happen, Dana.
I love Kevin. I just give him a hard time.
I love this whole fucking community. I really do. Everyone, the goods, the bads, everyone.
He's calling me a dyke, but I'm with him. Do you realize how retarded you sound?
No, he might be calling Jessica G a dyke. Jessica G coming in.
So retarded.
No, please just let Covington fight Usman so we can see Usman fuck him up. And then all of the morons that think he has a chance and fuck off back to loser land.
That's the thing. That's the problem. Thank you, Jessica. That is the problem. If Usman just mutilates Colby Covington, what's next? Yeah. Like, everyone is going to jump from Colby Covington to something else because everyone's going to hate Guzman, his style of fighting. So now, where do you go? Like, I mean, I guess Askren, right? That's the guy. Everyone's going to jump on the Askren train.
Him.
Oh, no. What do you mean? Guzman?
Yeah.
Oh, They're going to hate Usman. Listen.
You really think so?
Oh, yeah. Listen, this guy's run to the top.
Yeah.
Everyone can't stand this guy. There are people that are on board with Usman train, but look at the heat that we got for picking Usman all the way up. Like, we got a lot of heat. And Usman as a champion, licking his lips, doing the LL Cool J stuff, people are going to hate it. Usman's cringy. Don't get me wrong. He is cringy. Nah, he's cringy. He is cringy. But as a fighter, not enough. He's not cringy enough for me to pick against him.
Yeah.
It doesn't sway my opinion. Anyway,
I like him.
Let's see what the chat says. Couple more comments. I'm going to wind this thing down.
Thomas Matthews says, I think I found my wife. LOL. Jackson Black says, I love Usman. Drunk Savage Marty is just not likable as a person.
That's the problem. A lot of people, and here is the biggest problem. MMA fans are very guilty of this. They pick fighters on who they like as a person, and they forget the skills. They forget what the tools that these fighters have. And I've been guilty of this too. It happens a lot. And sometimes you can't separate yourself. I don't like this guy, so I'm going to pick against this guy.
Yeah.
Disregarding what this guy has accomplished or anything. That is a problem.
Yeah.
That is a big problem. But it's fun. It makes it cringy. It makes it fun. It makes the sport unique. All right. Couple more comments.
Usman is fantastic, says Jackson Black. Staley02 says, let Johnny Boy talk. Thomas Matthew, true. Kevin from Chicago says, Jessica's brother is a fag. That says a lot. She got props. Jessica's brother. Steve Johnson says, otherwise, the agency will open their show and let Kevin talk and will ass rape you.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got Jessica G coming in again.
We get it at Real. You hate black dudes. It's old now. Get a new gimmick. Covington is not beating Usman.
Wow.
Man.
Shots fired.
Real and Jessica G. I don't know if they're flirting or if they're really going at it. I mean, they are going back and forth. Actually, it's really
Why is Jessica
lopsided.
G being hated by everyone all of a sudden?
The chat's turning?
No, I mean, Kevin doesn't like Jessica G now, and Real hasn't. I mean, they've been back and forth for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
It's just interesting.
All right, let me know in the chat. Are you Team G or Team Real? Let me know in the chat. Are you Team G or Team Real? Let's take a vote.
Matthew likes her.
Let's take a vote right now in the chat. Team G or Team Real? I want to know where everyone's at in the chat.
Marky likes Jessica G. I know Sean Mackenzie likes Jessica G. She is a stupid woman, says Staley02. Jay Ray says, don't get how Adesanya is the favorite against Kelvin. OMG, shots fired at Real, says Ann H. Team G. I'm Team Agency. Colby is trying the McGregor style and it's not working. Team Agency, Team Tony. GGGG. I'd like to suck on Jessica G's beefers. Team Real.
Someone in the chat's named Nigarashi. What the fuck?
Wonderful.
Oh my God. What is that? Where did he come from?
Team G, she's funny. G, I'm Team Me. Team Big Mac. GGGG. Team War. So many simps. Kevin from Chicago is a national treasure, says Real.
Let me ask you this, Jesse. Is this refreshing now that, I mean, it used to be Simp City going your way, right? And we still get it, and that's great.
I don't look at them as simps. See, that's the thing. Like, honestly, I think men who call other men simps are just jealous. I think that's what it is, because they can't get
jealous
through.
Of what?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
because simps are nice to females.
No, but no. Hold on a second. There are people that just throw themselves at women. Like retardedly, like they just, oh, you're so pretty, like just constantly
what
go
is
like
wrong
noisy.
with a woman being told she's pretty?
Oh my goodness! All right,
it's just a question.
Yeah, listen, there are simps, and I bet some of the women know what we're talking about over here. There are simps. There are guys in there that don't care what any opinion is. They just like, oh my God, you're so pretty, and they just go that direction. There are simps that are like that. What I'm saying is it refreshing now that
I don't think about it. To be quite honest, I could give a fuck.
Well, there goes that bit. All right, that's Sims deserve death, says Jay Smooth. Women don't deserve to be praised. Oh my God, these men. Well, we have some strong females rising up. Ann H, Jessica G. Where are the other ladies at? You're the breast implants. What's her name? Amanda, jumping in that chat a lot.
She doesn't have breast implants.
Shout out to the girls. Because we're not really hanging with the boys anymore.
Hanging with the boys.
The ladies are turning up. 7% strong.
Ladies.
All right, let's get out of here. My birthday's Friday, so thank you for participating. The peoples that sent gifts. Jay Reyes, thank you very much. Fuko Friday, I will lose on my birthday. It'll be great. And that's that. I think we're done. If you guys want to send anything to the show, if you want to throw something up over here, there's an address down below. Here's the thing. Our box is up in April. And we're contemplating renewing it, but we're getting some stuff over here and like, shit, man, people are still sending things. So if you guys keep sending stuff, we're going to keep the box open.
Yeah.
If it kind of dries out, we're going to stop the box. So that is up in April, but thank you so much to the people that have decorated our wall, given us presents. Not the MMA holes. We'll be partying over there. And thank you for all the generosity for keeping the show going and flowing. JBH, now is the time where you look them in the eyes. You look in their souls. And you can say those magic words.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole.